Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coop.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be on this.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
All right, hockey tonight, the NHL into the conference finals. Avalanche and Golden Knights this evening. Cale Makar will not play for the Avs. We're going to get more storylines on that series a little bit later on. We got Cory Massesac from the Denver Post who's going to check in. The Canadiens and the Hurricanes, of course, will start tomorrow night on the eastern side of the draw. The Oilers, I guess, continue the coaching search. Ike Howard has scored today. Is this game over yet? It was in overtime. Where are we at here? The United States. They're now in a shootout. The U.S. and Germany over at Worlds. Ike Howard did score for the United States today. We'll talk about him and some Oilers prospects a little bit later on. Coaching stuff. You know it's out there. You know it's still lingering. There's rumors every day flying around. We'll probably talk about some of them. I don't know if we can talk about nearly as many as there are out there. And, Elks. Jay was at Elks practice today, so we'll get the lowdown on that. And we're hoping to be having Elks guests a little bit later on. They have a preseason game already, Saturday?
Yeah.
In Vancouver. And we can tell you...
Actually, in Victoria.
In Victoria against the BC Lions. It's in Victoria against the BC Lions.
Precise.
Right. Where?
Langford.
Well, it's not Victoria. I thought it was Victoria.
Just outside of Victoria.
Okay.
I believe it's a suburb of Victoria.
Oh, okay. I've never been to Vancouver Island.
You have not?
No, I guess I must carry that shame with me.
Don't feel shame, Reid.
Have you been there?
I have.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Coob just went there.
God's country.
Oh, Coob just went to Vancouver.
I've been to the island, though.
But you've been to the island, though.
Yeah.
I may be the only person in Canada who has not visited Vancouver Island.
You might be. It's impossible to know.
Yeah, well, unless people admit it, I guess.
Have you ever had a Nanaimo bar?
I don't think I can I?
I don't know that you can.
I think they're nutty, aren't they?
I believe they are nutty.
Yeah. So no, Coob, I have not, but thanks for thinking of it.
Now, the U.S. has just won.
Oh, that's over.
In the shootout.
Okay.
I'm trying to find out
Do we have the shootout results?
Was.
Josh Szymanski scored for Germany. Kachuk stopped. Reichel stopped. Cotter stopped. Cahoon stopped. Howard stopped. McMichael stopped. Coronado scores.
Leonard with the winner.
So, yeah, mine's not fully updated. So it's 5 shooters, right?
Yes. 2-1.
So the last American must have scored. They didn't need an extra round.
Ryan Leonard.
Yeah, Ryan Leonard. Okay. So Ike Howard scored in regulation time, was stopped in the shootout. Josh Szymanski scored Germany's only goal of the shootout. So an update from the World Hockey Championship. How about that? Jay and I, as always, are fired up to bring you the show. We have a lot to get to. We always have a good time. Fired Up, of course, is presented by Gemco. Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years, the authorized dealer for Napoleon fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. I got to ask you this, buddy, just as an update. How is your back today? You were quite uncomfortable yesterday.
Not great, Reid. I forgot my heat pad. I'm officially old. I mean,
well, go get it.
I'll get it in the break.
Okay.
I'm officially old, and it kind of sucks. Like I don't know. 44. You're definitely not old, but I feel old. Like this sucks. This is the first time I've injured my back. This is the first time I've injured anything that has been like making me think about it.
Yeah, because you're a very athletic. Pain doesn't bother you.
Yeah, like I didn't go to our workout this morning.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to get worse.
So people don't know, you and your wife have a weekly workout.
Yeah, we work out together every week.
It's quite strenuous, though, because you often coming in, maybe I shouldn't say this if April doesn't know.
Oh, no, she knows. She hears me.
You often come in quite displeased with
Reid, that's how I act the whole hour-long workout.
You're just mad at...
I am mad at the world.
The workout guy, her, yourself, everybody.
Everybody is easily picked off by me. I usually settle into it about the second, the second half.
Okay.
I calm down
You
and
can see
just
the finish
realize
line?
I can see that this hour is coming to an end.
Right.
But it sucks, man. So, I'm gonna have to get the heat pad in here for the show.
Now, where is what is it? Your entire back, your lower back? Where does it hurt?
Reid, picture my buttocks.
Okay.
Right on top of my buttocks.
Okay.
It's on both sides. It's just like locked up. Like,
Right. But we should, if you missed the show yesterday, this is not from Jay exercising or not exercising. You lifted a lawnmower on the weekend.
I did. Yeah, I lifted a lawnmower by myself. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
It had already been a strenuous day of yard work, and I was rushing, and I should have just taken my time. So I made a stupid decision, and it's now affecting me. But it's not, like when I'm sitting here, it's fine. When I get up.
Coop went and got it.
Oh, Coop went and got my heat pad.
Yeah.
Thank you, young man.
Yeah, thank you, Coop.
So we'll get the heat pad going. I'll be fine.
Now, do you have to ice it as well? Do you go back and forth?
Reid, I don't know what I should do.
Okay.
I've just been.
Was it in pain to walk? Are you in pain when you walk?
No, like it warms up, eh? But this morning when I didn't sleep well last night.
Because of the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I would move and then you'd feel it and it would cause me to wake up. I had a very low sleep score. Yeah.
You have a sleep score?
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's on my watch.
So you get to sleep how can you sleep with your watch on?
Oh, you know what? Actually, thanks, Coop. Look at this guy.
Good job, Coop.
That's teamwork right there, bro. Actually, my sleep score wasn't that bad. It was 83.
What's a good score?
Like to see it in the 90s.
So how do they measure your sleep score?
Oh, I'll tell you.
I wouldn't feel comfortable sleeping with a watch on.
So there's 4 indicators of your sleep score. There's deep sleep, light sleep, REM sleep, and awake.
And this is just going off how it measures your heart rate?
Yeah. So I got REM sleep for an hour and 46 minutes, deep sleep for an hour and 33 minutes, light sleep for 4 hours and 23 minutes. And I was awake for 29 minutes. That's a high awake score.
Okay. Well, I'd be awake.
So total duration of sleep for 7 hours and 42 minutes.
That's not bad.
Which probably isn't enough.
Well, maybe if you're healing your back.
Maybe.
Well, I hope it starts to feel better.
Reid, I do too.
Because that's an irritating injury to have.
Yeah, and Ronnie Oceanfront. Ryan Rashog Milne with all this back pain talk. No, I'm going to get over this. I'm going to conquer this.
Right.
It's just, I think I just need to slow down, which is hard to do.
Yeah, because you like doing stuff. Yeah. Are you going to be able to coach flag football?
Reid, God willing. God willing.
Coach coming off the IR.
Yeah.
Or on the IR.
Yeah. No, it's not that bad.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're here, I guess, and you're still mobile.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so that's good. 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. That is the good old afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino at Tap 25. It's 50% off the entire menu. That's right, all menu items, 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m., rivercreeresort.com. Again, that's 780-218-9999. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. One thing we like to have you participate in is write us a limerick. Today's theme will be back pain.
Oh!
It'll be back pain. And you can take that wherever you want. A limerick about back pain.
Remember those commercials that came out? And you'd see a person like keeled over, kind of holding their buttocks.
Right.
And they'd say, oh, what do you got, back pain? And no, that's tax pain. Remember the tax pain?
Yes, I do vaguely remember that.
Because they're a pain in your bum?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, geez, that's a great pull. Remembering that.
I loved those commercials. They're always good.
Email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. You can also communicate with us and with your fellow listeners in the chat on our YouTube stream. We call it the Nasty Chat. And if you are on YouTube and have not already subscribed to Edmonton Sports Talk, please do so already. We are on the verge of 15,000 subscribers. And don't forget, give us the thumbs up. We try to get to 100 likes every show. Oh, wait. I almost played the wrong one.
Click. Must you click? Please click. Must you click? You must click. Dum.
Don't be a pleasure delayer. Get in there and click right away. And maybe you're on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Those are excellent audio streaming apps. Remember to favorite the station or make it a preset, whatever you need to do on those apps. And I always ask, and I mean it, and it does help, let other people know about Edmonton Sports Talk.
Yes.
We are, this will be, I mean, if we're lucky enough to be doing this 15, 20, 25 years, we will still be saying this. We're not going to reach the point where it's like, oh, you know what, we can stop promoting ourselves.
Never. You always want to improve.
Yeah. And if people say to me, oh, I'm so sick of Reid doing that, he's just self-promoting. Well, yes, I am. I'm self-promoting my place of work.
That's kind of the name of the game.
That's the industry that we're in.
Yes.
If, no one else is going to do it for you.
Don't feel bad about it, Reid.
Yeah. No, it's like if you're applying a resume, if you're working on your resume, you got to put the good stuff on it.
Yes.
You
should tell them all the good things.
Yeah. If you
leave the bad out,
yes,
just tell them all the good stuff.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with
accolades,
saying some positive things about yourself, or encouraging other people. Now, because we're doing our work. I mean, we're doing our work. Have you seen the billboards? There's a big EST billboard.
Yes.
It's the digital billboards.
Yes.
It cycles through. You probably have seen that around town.
Yes,
so we're doing stuff like that. So all we're asking you is if you're ever talking about sports coverage, radio stations in town with friends, coworkers, family, whatever, you might want to say, oh, yeah, Edmonton Sports Talk. Did you know how to get them? Just get them on your phone or on the app or on the computer, edmontonsportstalk.com. That's all we're asking. We're not asking you to bring a tour bus to the station. We're not asking you to buy advertising yourself. We're just asking you to spread the word.
Although if you wanted to. Email jay@edmontonsportstalk.com.
Yeah, you never know.
Have you ever been on a billboard? Your face.
In Lloydminster. Yeah, there was a billboard for a while, for the TV station.
Did you take a picture of yourself in front of it? Don't lie.
I actually don't think I did.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I totally would.
Cool, because it might have been a digital one too where it came up every once in a while.
I'd want people to see me taking a picture of me in front of me.
Right, that would be fun.
And then be like, oh, hey, it's Jay Milne.
Right.
And be like, yeah, it sure is. I don't get recognized like you. You got recognized on a run yesterday. Actually, you got recognized twice.
Yeah, a couple times on the weekend, yeah.
One good, one bad.
Yeah, that's life. that's life. Well, I wasn't going to tell this, but now I will since you brought it up.
I didn't. Sorry, I shouldn't have put you.
No,
in that
it's okay.
position.
So I was downtown on Saturday. I was hanging out with a friend. We went for coffee. We walked around a little bit, and
I find this
we were
incredible.
walking up the street. So I'll use the clean word for this, but the person used the F word. And we were coming up to a corner, and a gentleman came around the corner and turned toward us. And this happened very fast. Mm-hmm. That I didn't really see his face. He looked like probably a younger person, like maybe in his 20s. But if I was ever asked to recognize this person again, so he recognized me instantly, or maybe he'd seen me elsewhere downtown,
maybe on a billboard.
And immediately, like he comes around the corner, and he goes, "Screw you, Reid," but he didn't say screw. And I was like, "Thanks, buddy." And as he was walking away, he goes, "Screw you!" And I was like, "Okay." So my friend and I laughed and continued about our day. But yeah, he wasn't.
I wonder what you did to that individual.
Well, I could think of several things. I probably was combative with him on the air, I would guess. Or maybe he was someone who likes the show and just thought that would be funny to say that to somebody.
An underhanded compliment.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember a friend of mine, this was at CHED, she was a colleague at CHED, read an article with Ben Stiller, who's legitimately famous, right? And I guess he was somewhere in New York, and this guy walked by him and yelled out, "Hey, Ben," and started giving him double barrel middle fingers, and I guess Stiller actually stopped them and was like, "Hey, dude, come here. And he's like, what did I do to you that would make you want to do that to me in public?
Sure.
If you don't like me, why not just ignore me?" And I guess the guy was like, "Oh, actually, I am a huge fan of yours. Just when I saw you, I thought it would be a funny story to tell my friends that I flipped you off." And I guess Stiller was like, "Well, I'm a person too, Now,
right.
I should say my feelings were not hurt by this person. I just thought
you
it
would
was
have had a good laugh.
an odd
right.
interaction. I always say, if people are mad at you and me, that's okay.
Sure.
No, we're not. We might give it back. But we're a safe space to be mad. Maybe it's better you yell at us or direct vent about us than at your colleagues or your family members, especially if it's something about sports. Because some people in your life might not understand why you're so upset about the Oilers penalty kill.
That's good.
So if you direct, so if I made that person feel better
Right.
If he legitimately does hate me or EST or all broadcasters, then I gave him some seconds of joy.
You gave him an outlet.
Right.
Venting.
You're right.
So feel free to vent.
Yeah.
Take it out on us.
I'm not going to say I didn't find it weird. I did find it a little weird, but whatever. But then the other time I was just running not far from my house in my neighborhood, and there was a woman who was on a bike but kind of pulled over, like she looked like she may be waiting for somebody or taking a break. And a lot of times when I pass people and other people, like other runners or people exercising, good morning. So I said good morning, and she said, "Oh, good morning, Reid Wilkins." And I was like, "Oh, hey," like I'm still running. I'm like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And she's like, "Good, how are you?" I was like, "Good."
So she said, "Good morning, Reid Wilkins."
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah. That was it. That was my whole weekend.
Wow.
Beer the Cheater says some random guy punched Rick Moranis in the face for no reason. Yeah, that was a few years ago.
Not cool.
Yeah.
Like Rick Moranis. Isn't he one of like the easiest watch in movie history? Like what has he done?
Hasn't he been retired for years?
Yeah.
I think he's coming back for Spaceballs, but he hasn't even acted
I think he
in
went
years.
like off grid because he wanted to raise his family and made so much money on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Right.
That he could. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't. So anyway, Casino Dealer Jay says Reid may have changed how traveling is called in the association after his dunk video. That separated the Nasty's opinions. Yeah, maybe.
That was divisive.
Yeah. I don't think I traveled in that at all.
Not according to some people I saw today down at Elks practice.
Well, who said that?
A former colleague of yours?
Well, that narrows it down to probably one of two people.
Okay, I'll just say it. Morley Scott, you thought you were doing a disservice to the
traveled.
kids.
Well,
you thought
Morley should stick to football.
He thought you were doing a disservice to the youth by teaching them errant ways.
Okay.
Just passing along just saying what I heard.
Okay, that's fine. Tell you what, we better get to this. It is the afternoon headlines for 100.3 The Bear. Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. Game 1 of the West Final. Magic Makar is out. I guess there won't be any kale in your salad. Hey, Jason Milne, is that a breadstick in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Formula 1 in Montreal this weekend. My brother-in-law at the blackjack table. Formula lose. Hey, I listened to that new Drake music. It's called Iceman. That really grinds my gears. Not a single song about George Gervin. I'm Chet Palmer.
Okay, hang on. George Gervin?
His nickname was the Iceman.
Why? Who's George Gervin?
He played for the in the NBA from like in the 70s into the mid 80s.
What a nickname. He was really called the Iceman?
Yes. Spurs 74 to 85, Bulls 85, 86.
Oh, wow.
And then he played in Europe for a few years. Yeah, his nickname was the Iceman. I thought you would have heard of him.
I want to now.
Widely regarded as a top 10 shooting guard in association history. In 1996, named one of the 50th greatest players in NBA history. In 2021, named one of the greatest 75 players in NBA history. So Chet thought that Drake put out an album about George Gervin. Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at
no. The kale in your salad. Very good. No Makar tonight. I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference, but I don't know. And the breadstick in your pocket again.
Well, is it a breadstick in your pocket, or are you just happy to see
No,
Chet?
it's a heat pad.
It's a flamethrower.
It's a heat pad and Advil. Reid?
That was the afternoon headlines for 100.3 The Bear. Okay.
Bones does add in. He says he un-Fs you.
Oh,
And
that's fine.
He
Well,
cancels that
what?
person's negativity.
Okay.
Martin says, Morley Scott and Reid Wilkins is the heated rivalry I needed in my life.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's... Does he know what that show is about? I don't think he knows what that show is about.
Maybe he's actually meaning like heated rivalry.
No,
like,
I know, but I still think
literally.
if you're dropping that reference, you should maybe know what the show is about.
Maybe he does, Reid. And he's just throwing it out.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Morley Scott's good. I learned a lot from Morley.
Morley Scott has been always, I'm new in this, right?
Right.
And actually, him and Dave Campbell have always been very nice to me. So
Yeah, well, it doesn't surprise me.
Yep.
Good guys. They're getting ready for Elks season. We're getting ready for Elks season. We're going to have the Green and Gold post-game show, a kickoff show and post-game show before and after every regular season game. Mark Killam show Tuesdays at 5. Part of this show here on Edmonton Sports Talk during the regular season. There might be a couple adjustments with bye weeks, but generally Tuesday. We'll keep you posted if it might have to move a day in either direction once we get going. So at this time of day, we always do the off-topic topic. It is presented by the great people at William Huff. Did you see Bruce today?
I saw Bruce, yeah. Had a big hug. He's such a nice guy.
He's an awesome guy. Since 1952, William Huff providing industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website, williamhuff.com, or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So we were talking about Jay exercising. Now, I do feel now that we're sort of into the spring, summer months, the weather has improved, though sometimes we haven't feel like as much as we would like. There's definitely more people are doing things outside.
Sure.
One of the things you can do outside is exercise. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it inside during the winter. And as we see for running, some people get out there in the winter months and run. But generally, more people now might get out for walks more often, get out running, get out biking, get out golfing, aquatic activities. So you can, row or kayak or things like that. So ways you inspire yourself to exercise is the off-topic topic. Like things you say to yourself to motivate yourself or to get out there and have participation. Okay?
Well, I would say for a lot of people, a good topless, maybe bottomless as well, saunter around the house with mirrors around and say, oh, shoot, I need to get running.
Oh, like look at your own naked body? Is
Look
that what
at
you're
yourself.
Saying? Look at yourself nude in the mirror.
If you don't love what you see in the reflection.
Would Jay Milne approve?
Sure.
Speaking of, that's not even in your pocket anymore. That's right out there.
I think like if you look at yourself and you're like, man, I put on a few LBs.
Right.
I should probably become and get active again if you've taken some time off or yeah. Like your body image is undefeated.
Right. Okay.
So, I would say that if you're asking motivation for exercise, sure, go look at yourself.
Yeah, and then like take pictures of yourself nude in the mirror and put them up in your cubicle at work so people can see the progress.
Yeah, we could turn the boardroom into that.
So I went a little more lighthearted with this.
Okay.
So I thought, because one thing, especially for runners, and I still am one, I think, though I'm not quite what I used to be.
Sure, you're a runner.
We like to talk about it. And I know it's annoying to non-runners, but we like to say what we did, how far we went, how long it took, where we did it, how we felt. I know non-runners are like, oh my God.
Yes.
But you, me, Hernan, we talked about it. And I do find that the talking about it helps. But I'm going to take that a step further, and that is to make what you did sound even more grandiose. So, for example, you didn't run 10K on the weekend. You ran 1 million centimeters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what'd you run on the weekend? Oh, 1 million centimeters. And then people are going to be like, he did a K? He did 100K? What?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Do you need pump up music?
Well, I don't. I don't run with music. I just go.
You don't have anything in your ears when you run.
No, myself.
What? Just you, yourself, and your thoughts.
Huh. Yes.
I listen to, I usually run in the mornings. I'll listen to EST, usually the Hangout. Love it. It takes my mind, because I've said this before. I hate running. I do not enjoy it.
Well, then don't do it.
You know what? Reid, I'm 44. I'm dealing with a back injury.
But you loved doing the half marathon, didn't you?
It felt good.
Okay.
At the time. But do I get up just waiting to go and put on my running shoes and just dive into a run? No.
In the moment, you don't enjoy it, but the outcome and what you feel.
Like when I come around the bend and you're finishing off and, you feel good, you go for a stretch and you're sweating. Yes, that is a feel that feels good.
That's a motivation for me, is just the outcome of it. Like mentally, physically, you feel good. You get a good sweat in. You get energy for the day. It actually energizes you just working out. And if you get that a good habit, man, you wake up in the morning.
If you could bottle the emotion of a post-workout high and just consume that prior to the workout,
Straight dopamine.
that'd be great.
Yeah, well, and you feel good. So on Monday, I ran 7K, which a few years ago was my minimum run. Now, where I'm at, that was a fairly long run.
Sure. Let's be honest. It's a long run for most people.
But you're walking around the rest of the day like, oh, yeah, I moved around today. Like you feel a little leaner, even if you aren't. You know,
shoulders are a little bit more.
And you feel like a little achy, but that good ache. Like, oh, yeah, I did a little bit. So that's a good one, Coob. Like ways to inspire yourself to exercise, how you're going to feel afterwards. Mm-hmm. You know, knowing that feeling of satisfaction. Project Dumpling says, Reid, you're a monster without music. Love it. Ronnie Oceanfront says no music or podcast is diabolical. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Like I do not need it. To me, it's just another thing that I could drop or fall out of my.
I ran the half marathon with nothing in my ear.
No, but there's to be fair, in that situation, there's a lot to take in and going on.
A lot of people cheering you on.
Yeah.
And really, I needed to be aware because I had a pace bunny. So I didn't want to get distracted in a podcast and lose my pace bunny, who was really my lifeline in that race. But yeah, that is cool because, you know, you get to run by people like Reid and they're like, way to go, Jay, you're doing it.
Yeah.
That did happen.
I feel as if I see a lot of people running without music, though. Like, I pass people that I think probably aren't wearing headphones. They're just out there running.
Well,
I
music's
don't know.
now a lot more discreet, too. Like,
I guess you could
earbuds
have
are quite
something
small.
in your molars, like it's broadcasting straight into your head.
Or aliens.
Yeah.
Microchip.
Alien music.
Microchips.
I just can't exercise without anything playing in my ear. That's another motivation for me. Like this, whatever. Drake just came out with 3 new albums. You just download one of them. Okay, 36 minutes or however long the runtime is. I can only listen to that if I'm working out. Use that as a motivational tool. Or a new podcast or something.
Why not? Alicia Hemming in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can hit us up at 780-218-9999. A good motivation for me is seeing my activity score is lower than my friends on our Ring app. A little friendly competition.
Right. That's
good.
That's a good one.
Okay, this is interesting. Chris Purper says, it motivates me that I know others don't have the ability to move as well as I can, such as someone with a cane or crutches or, you know,
you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I talk about whatever, getting older, how we feel. Sure, but we can get up and do it. And I have thought that to myself. I'm like, what is stopping me from doing something?
Yeah.
You know, like
That's
what is
a really good perspective.
Why am I sitting here like, oh, I can't do it. It's so hard. Like, what is stopping me from doing something? You know, and now that to some extent I can't go as far as I used to, I look back on 10 years ago and think, man, I'm glad I did that. Like, I'm glad I did those half marathons.
But last year you ran the 5K at the half.
Yes.
Like, there's different
yes,
lengths you can run. You just ran 7.
Yes.
I mean, good for you.
I want to do the 10K in August. Yeah, I want to do the 10K in August. I'd love to do another half marathon. I don't know if that'll ever be in my future. But that's a good one. Like,
that guy,
why feel sorry for yourself? There's some people who might want to get up there and move around, but for whatever reason, really, really can't. Or are more limited than you might be.
Mex makes a good point. When Reid is listening to his own voice while he runs, it's like Mex listening to the Reid Wilkins show.
Right. But I'm not talking to myself while I run. I know what he means. My voice in my head.
You have your inner thoughts. It's not just nothingness.
No, it's great. Yeah, sometimes it is. Sometimes I'm just cruising along. But yeah, sometimes it's like I've said. It's like you think
that brain is too wired.
I really don't need the music.
You just focus on your steps.
Then I start to think of like, okay, this song is 4 minutes long, so how far will I run? Like I'm actually my thoughts are cleaner when I don't have music in.
Interesting.
All right, 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We got a Avs Knights preview. Oh, we got a great story a little bit later on. So Adam Macko, pitcher for the Blue Jays, has a couple appearances. He spent part of his youth in Spruce Grove. And we got Kevin Inch later, who coached him in Spruce Grove. And Macko had a great, like, he's European. I think he lived in Ireland for a while. then wound up in Alberta, and now he's in the big leagues. So we're going to dive deeper into that story as well. Here's the coup with this. Oh, and when we get back, we're going to qualify 3 more people.
Oh, yeah.
Right after the break. So if you have any soccer fans, get them to tune in for the trivia question here in about 4 or 5 minutes. We're going to have 3 more people qualify for the grand prize draw for 2 tickets to see Canada, Uzbekistan, June 1st at Commonwealth Stadium. And the grand prize draw is going to be on Friday. We qualified 4 people yesterday. We're qualifying 3 more today. All right, go ahead, Coop.
Game 1 of the Western Conference Final goes down between the Avalanche and Golden Knights. Cale Makar is day-to-day for Colorado with an upper body injury he sustained in Game 5 against the Wild. They hit the ice at 6 o'clock. And from Buffalo, the Sabres, they've inked head coach Lindy Ruff to a 2-year extension. The 66-year-old has the 4th most wins all-time by a head coach in the NHL. On the court, the Thunder and Spurs meet in Game 2 of the West Finals. OKC up 1-0 in the series. Tip-off at 6:30. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers has announced that this upcoming season will be his last in the NFL. The 42-year-old wrapping things up with the Steelers after signing a 1-year deal in Pittsburgh last week. To the MLB, Jays-Yankees matchup, Game 3 of their series. Trey Savage gets the start for the 6. New York countering with Cam Schlittler. First pitch just after 5 o'clock. 3 games alive right now. Bottom 8th inning. 4-3, the Rockies taking the lead against the Rangers. Bottom 7th, the D-backs doubling up the Giants 6-3, and it's a 2-2 tie between the Mariners and White Sox midway through the 5th. This sports update is brought to you by the Ranch Golf Club. The Ranch Golf Club delivers premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value every round. It's why they're Alberta's top choice for corporate golf events. Visit theranchgolf.com today to find out more with Reid Wilkins, Jay Milne following the break here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Hire it or fire it, Joaquin. The Oilers will have a head coach by the end of the week.
Fire it.
Why?
Due diligence.
I'm also firing it. I feel like the Vegas Golden Knights are just going to wait.
They're going to drag us.
They're like, we're not done yet. We're still playing.
Yeah.
Screw you, Edmonton. Screw you, LA.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Prism in Alba Nova. May 29th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said great job. Happy hour. Your boss said per my last email. Ugh. Emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Portions of this hour presented by the Edmonton Elks. The only way to experience it is being there when it happens. Get your season seats today. Our city, our year. Lock in your season seats at goelks.com/season seats. You were at camp today. Quick, I know you'll dive in a little bit more later, and we're hoping to get an Elks guest, but any quick impressions today?
Yeah, I noticed that they were focusing a lot more on the red zone in terms of their offense and defense.
Okay.
They ran a lot of 1v1s. So the first group defense, first group offense. I would say early on the defense had the upper hand, but the offense got it together. The thing with this training camp is, and I have to remind myself of this too, Reid, is that the offense is installing daily.
Okay.
They're adding layers to their playbook, to their offensive strategies, whereas the defense is mostly reacting.
Right.
Okay, so if you're athletic, which the Elks have a ton of athletes on the defensive side, you may look better than the offense in most instances in one-on-one or team periods.
Okay.
Because the offense is just getting, installation done. So I have to be mindful of that. But Cody Fajardo and that Elks offense did look good in the red zone near the end of the period.
Okay, but not so much at the beginning.
No.
So how far, what yard line were they running from?
They did situational. So what that means is they started out at the 20-yard line. They ran 3 plays from there. Okay. Then they'd come in, say, to the 12-yard line, run a few plays from there, and then at the 4-yard line.
Okay.
So they made situations for their offense to run different, I guess, different layers of plays or different packages of plays.
Now, do you think they picked those yard lines because they would have plays from like the 12 to the 20, the 12 to the 5, and then the 5 to 5 in?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have different plays.
I don't know if those yard lines are accurate that I gave, but...
Right, but you do have, say under 5 yards and in to go red zone packages.
Right.
You do have, that 10 or 12 to 20 yards where you can take a shot because, the end zone...
throw a 30-yard pass
exactly.
from the 17, yeah.
Once again, though, Joe Robustelli looked very good today.
Yeah.
I would say Austin Mack is coming along too. I asked him that in the after the practice in the scrum. I said, are you getting that feeling back with Cody Fajardo that you had a few seasons ago? And he says, yes, we're getting there. And you can tell he's looking for Austin Mack in those situations. But Joe Robustelli still, he looks like a target.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And more on the Elks a little bit later on. And they're busy with meetings all day, but we're hoping to have a guest likely from the defensive side of the ball at 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock this afternoon. Yeah. Portions of this hour presented by your Edmonton Elks. So we're going to ask a trivia question here, and you have to text in your answers to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. From there, we'll add in 3 more qualifiers for Friday's grand prize draw, which is 2 tickets to see Canada and Uzbekistan at Commonwealth Stadium on June 1st. That's what the send-off series, the World Cup tune-up game for those 2 countries, because Uzbekistan's in the World Cup as well. So if you qualified yesterday, and Jay has the names, you are not eligible today. Okay, so he'll know. And for this one, spelling counts, first and last name, and spelling counts. Okay? Who is the current head coach of the Canadian men's national soccer team?
First 3 correct answers.
Yeah. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. And then, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have 11 qualifiers on Friday. 11 men on a soccer team or on the pitch for one team at any given time. So we did 4 yesterday, 3 today, 3 tomorrow, and then we'll do one final one on Friday, and then we'll do the grand prize draw, where we may do the grand prize roll of the D100.
Oh, yeah.
Because we could give everybody 9 numbers, and then 100 would be a reroll.
Sure.
Right? Does this have a 0, or does it have...
No, I don't believe it does have a 0.
I think it does. I don't think it has a 0, but I think it has 100, right?
Yeah, there's a 1 to 10, 11 to 20.
Yeah. So somebody would get 1 through 9, 10 to 18, up to 99, right? So, for example, here's a practice roll. Oh, where's that going? It's supposed to stop against the computer. This would be he really wants to go this way, Jay. There we go. That would be a 12, for example.
Got a limerick that came in from Mex Bezozu.
Oh, my goodness. Saucy man.
I hurt my back last week lifting a keg, so I sought out the best chiro in Yeg. He said, lie down. I'll jerk your limbs around. Still in pain. I think he was just pulling my leg.
Oh, my goodness. Mex, you saucy. Saucy. Sauce man.
Well done.
All right. Do we have 3 qualifiers?
We
yet?
do.
Okay. So the correct answer is Jesse Marsh, Jesse Marsch.
And spelling was correct.
Okay. Did we have any wrong spells, or did everybody get it right?
A few. But we've got 3 that qualified.
Okay, good.
So those that have qualified today are Shotsky Jerry.
Oh, okay.
Lisa Brodziak. Yes.
Wonder if any relation to Kyle Brodziak.
Let us know. And Collingwood Rob.
Okay, good. How, I'm wondering, like, the World Cup is massive. It's never been in Canada before. It's been in the States. Canada's only been in it a couple of times. How excited are people for the World Cup? Like, Iwanek is super excited.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you asking how excited are soccer fans or how excited are casual sports fans?
Casual sports fans.
Right. I agree. That's an interesting question.
Because I guess if you're a casual sports fan, you could be a casual soccer fan.
Sure.
Or maybe soccer's your number one and other sports are lower.
Yep.
I think it's pretty cool. I like the tournament once, and as you know, Jay, I like the format and then the draw and who's going to go where,
sure.
What cities, like what countries are going to play who, for sure. But I think if you're a Canadian soccer fan, this must be next level for you.
Well,
like this would be like for me, Def Leppard's going to do an acoustic set in our boardroom,
right,
from noon to 1.
Like, give me more, give me all of it.
Right.
Now, the fact that Canada is in a group that, most think that they can get through that, right?
Yeah, and you could get through by being third.
Yeah, you could.
So,
that, I think, adds a bit to it. It's not just the participation award given to Canada. They actually have a decent team, have a team that might, surprise some people.
Right.
But I would imagine the excitement is a lot more. That's why it's cool that this send-off series is happening. So at least Edmontonians can get a taste of the World Cup here at Commonwealth Stadium. But in the city, like in BC, like in Vancouver and in Toronto, I think that is where
if we would have got actual matches, which
then you would have had the experience.
Yes.
Right? You would have had the people from all around the world coming to your city.
Right.
Which I think would enhance it. But, I mean, World Cup is interesting anyways, especially when you get through the group stage and you're into the knockout stage.
Yeah, and it could be, who might be paired with who, or who's the Cinderella or whatever, the minnow going on a run. So Arsenal won the Premier League. People have to help me here because I fully admit I don't follow this a lot. What is it? Lieutenant Garrick likes Liverpool. Iwanek likes Man U in the Premiership. Did Arsenal win it on the field, or did they win it off the field? Because remember when who was the upset team about 10 years ago? Leicester City? I think that was 17 or 18, almost 10 years ago. Remember they actually won, I believe, through the result of another game, and the players got together and watched it together, and there was a certain result, and it's like, well, we can't be caught for first. We've won.
Well,
and then you play out the rest of the season.
Right.
I don't know if Arsenal won it on the pitch or not. Somebody will know.
Lisa Brodziak says, yes, Kyle is a cousin.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. I didn't cover him his first tenure with the Oilers. I did when he came back at the end of his career. He's an excellent interview. Like, he's one of those very thoughtful, easy to talk to guys, win or lose.
He's in the area, correct? I'm pretty sure.
Is he out by Vegreville?
Well, because I think his wife owns a clothing store.
Oh, in town?
In Sherwood Park.
Oh, Sherwood Park. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, maybe for some reason
I've shopped there.
Oh, nice. Okay. Jasmine says, I'm excited for all of us to cheer for the same team. Well, Wannick's cheering for... Oh, no, Italy didn't make it.
Oh, jeez.
Well, what?
Well, didn't Ukraine make it?
Is Ukraine in it?
No,
I don't think Ukraine is in it.
Because I just think Wannick's Italian Ukraine.
Right.
But is
he going to all the Canada matches or just the one in Vancouver? The two in Vancouver, right?
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, there's two in Vancouver.
Right, one in Toronto.
But it is neat when you can all cheer together for...
Yeah, you can assume most people you run into are going to be cheering for Canada. So that's pretty good. Give us the thumbs up on YouTube if you haven't already. You can text us 780-218-9999. So we've qualified 3 more people, 3 more tomorrow, 1 more on Friday. That's the goaltender position. And then we'll do the grand prize draw or roll for the 2 tickets to see Canada-Uzbekistan on June 1st. That's going to be a good game. I mean, they're putting in all the turf, right? The grass. And then the Elks are getting new turf after that.
Everything's in.
But the Elks are at Clark the entire time, right?
Yes.
They're never in Commonwealth till after it's done.
Well, their locker rooms and their facility is still
right, but they're coming over to
they're
Clark.
not practicing.
They're not using the field right now. Okay. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We'll preview Game 1, Avalanche and Golden Knights at 4 o'clock, and Jay's play of the day when we get back. Here's Scoop.
Game 1 of the Western Conference Final goes down between the Avalanche and Golden Knights. Cale Makar, a game day-to-day for Colorado with an upper body injury he sustained. Game 5 against the Wild. They hit the ice at 6 o'clock. From Buffalo, the Sabres, they've locked up head coach Lindy Ruff to a 2-year extension. The 66-year-old has the 4th most wins all-time by head coach in NHL history. To baseball, Jose Barrios of the Jays has undergone successful Tommy John surgery. Recovery for that surgery typically takes up to 12 to 18 months. The Jays-Yankees, they're in action tonight. Game 3, their 4-game series. Trey Savage gets a nod for the 6. New York countering with Cam Schlittler. First pitch just after 5 on the court. The Thunder and Spurs meet for Game 2 of the West Finals. OKC leads 1-0 in the series. Tip-off at 6:30. And out in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers has announced that this upcoming season will be his last. The 42-year-old will wrap things up with the Steelers signing a 1-year deal in Pittsburgh last week. More with Reid Wilkins and Jay Milne following the break here in Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Oil Stream.
It's not a distraction to let a guy who's not active within your organization, like, hey, can we talk to him? Yeah, sure. It takes 4 seconds. Like, it doesn't affect Kelly McCrimmon's day. Like, they're being difficult. They're trying to flex and strut and be like, look at us. You can't take our guy. Well, he's not your guy. You fired him. But it's in line with how that organization conducts themselves.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Some of us are walking, others are biking. Together, we are accelerating the pace of MS research breakthroughs. This May, join Sentinel Storage at an MS walk in your community. Sentinel Storage, proud partner of MS Canada.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Prism and Aldanova. May 29th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Google is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal,
one donor. Letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant.
Learning.
Trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job. One choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one. The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Somewhere, someone is sitting on a patio that is literally part of the parking lot. They're hot, uncomfortable, and bored. Do not be that person. The Canadian Brewhouse has a rooftop, real turf, misters, fire tables, patio games, big screens, and zero reason to be bored. This summer, your standards are higher than a parking lot, and you know it. The Canadian Brewhouse, Canada's best patios.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Hope you're having a pleasant afternoon. Jason Milne, Reid Wilkins with you. Edmonton Sports Talk. We are 3 to 6 p.m. every weekday. We're 6 to 6 with all our programming, as well as pre- and post-game shows for the Oilers and the Elks. We always got you covered. All right, special time of day here for Jason Milne.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta. When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. Oh my goodness. to learn more. And if you gamble, use your game sense.
Well, I guess I understand why the line is as such. But right now, as it stands, San Antonio Spurs are a 7-point dog going into Game 2 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The San Antonio Spurs beat the Thunder in double OT Game 1. Wemby went off, had 41 points, 24 rebounds. I just don't see that going away. Now, do I think that San Antonio is going to go up 2-0 in this series? I don't. I do think Oklahoma City will find a way to win. I just don't know if you're going to have the winning margin that the Oklahoma City Thunder are used to thus far throughout the NBA playoffs. So I took it. And ran with it. So it's the San Antonio Spurs +7 that has been boosted over at playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on ESC specials. You'll see Jay's play of the day, San Antonio Spurs +7, so they can lose by 6 points.
Okay.
And still cover this. Boosted to +105. So go to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials. You'll see that play as well as others. Reid's playoff play of the day is still up till tomorrow.
Still up there, yep.
So that's a Montreal Canadien to win the Eastern Conference Final. Boosted to +235. So if you like that, you can get on that as well.
Yeah.
So head over there. If you haven't yet, download the Play Alberta app. You will not be disappointed. And Reid, always remember to use your game sense.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
All right, and last night's game, no, I didn't wind up. Well, I flipped to it and it didn't appear close, so I didn't go back to it. But last night's NBA game was pretty wild.
Reid, it was exceptional. So we get home. I have flag football practice last night. I have again tonight. But usually I can get home and watch the last quarter or just under the last quarter.
Okay.
Got home, game's on. My wife, my other two kids were watching the game, and it's a stinker.
Right.
I think at one point it was 93-71 for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's game's over.
Game's over. Reid, there were 7 minutes and 48 seconds left.
Yeah, it's done.
It was 93-71 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It's game, set,
finished.
match. Well, little did I know that the Knicks had a 44-11 run in them. Think of that. So the Knicks were down 93-71. They were down by 22 points.
Yeah.
Not only did they come back and force overtime, but then they went into overtime and ended up covering their 6-point spread. They won by 9 points. I mean, just incredible. Like Jalen Brunson was fast, like, fantastic down the stretch. He was a one-man wrecking crew. James Harden, they were abusing James Harden down the run. James Harden came out today and said he can't do it all by himself. Well, no doubt. I don't think anybody, unless you're a Cleveland Cavs fan, doesn't like seeing James Harden go down like that. He's an unlikable guy. In my
Josh
opinion.
Clausen must have been losing his mind last night.
I was thinking of texting him, but I thought, no, just let him have this. This is a big night for. But Knicks fans themselves. I mean, you saw the celebrity row that they showed.
Was Ben Stiller there?
Ben Stiller was there, yeah.
He always tweets about the Knicks, yeah.
Speaking of Ben Stiller, he was front and center, just losing their minds collectively. It was a great comeback and a great game one win. This might be a sweep, Reid. I'm not sure how Cleveland comes back from that. I'm serious. Like that is sickening.
Right.
To be down 22 points.
Like that's borderline garbage time already, and they lost.
Well, the tweets were already coming out. This is such an ass kicking. This is, oh my gosh.
The Knicks
Don't
were
worry,
like, think
Knicks.
again.
Right? Well, rest versus rust. Looks like the rest didn't pay off for the Knicks, and then boom.
Right. All right. Jay and I are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Arena energy, but no tickets required. Catch all the playoff hockey action. Well, and basketball, too, for that matter. And Blue Jays.
Sure.
Live at the Canadian Brewhouse this season. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your arena. Pat Ketty from the Brewhouse was in on the hangout. I'll be getting some wings soon. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
You're going to...
The wing flavor of the month. Well, that's a bit of a tease. All right.
Oh, okay.
780-218-9999, River Crib Resort and Casino inbox. We will go to Denver to preview Avs and Golden Knights after the 4 o'clock break here.
The Lock Shop.
If you had the choice, like you could, turn the dial, the clocks, in your opinion, what is the best time zone for being a sports fan?
Unfortunately, it'll be changing here for a little bit, but I believe Mountain Time Zone's the best. Well, like 6 o'clock starts perfect. Game's going to go 8:39-ish. Still got a little bit of your night. Get ready for bed. A Pacific game, an 8:30 start.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Worksite ready, Western tough. Lamley's Workwear is calling all tradespeople, oil and gas crews, construction workers, farmers, and hard-working Canadians. Built for the job with quality craftsmanship, job site protection, and cowboy-worthy durability. Trusted brands like Airy at Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed for performance and all-day comfort on the toughest sites. No matter the season, Lamley's has the workwear you need. Shop the full range now at lamleys.com/work.
LAMMLES. Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff. Before the first snap. Before the noise. Before everyone else. This is Edmonton football. The only way to experience it is being there when it happens. Every hit, catch,
and touchdown. Season seats, flex packs, groups, single games. There's a way in for everyone. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year. Get your seats now at goelks.com/tickets.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Game 1 of the Western Conference Final goes down between the Avalanche and Golden Knights. Cale Makar is day-to-day for Colorado, and upper body injuries setting him aside. He sustained that one in Game 5 against the Wild. Puck drop goes at 6 o'clock from Buffalo. The Sabres have locked up head coach Lindy Ruff to a 2-year extension. The 66-year-old has the fourth most wins by a head coach in NHL history. Over to baseball, Jose Barrios of the Jays has successfully undergone Tommy John's surgery. Recovery for that kind of surgery usually takes 12 to 18 months. The Jays-Yankees matchup Game 3 tonight of their 4-game series. Trey Savage on the bump for the 6. New York countering with Cam Schlittler. First pitch just after 5 right now. 3 games are live, including the Rangers up 5-4 on the Rockies. Bottom 9th inning. We also see the Giants down by 3 against the D-backs midway through the 9th. On the court, it's the Thunder Spurs matching up Game 2 of the West Finals. OKC leading 1-0 in the series. Tip-off at 6:30. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show, starts right now.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon along with Jason Milne. I am Reid Wilkins. We have qualified 3 more people for the grand prize draw on Friday to see Canada Uzbekistan at Commonwealth Stadium June 1st. The countdown to the World Cup, or the send-off series. But we're not sending them off anywhere. They're staying in Canada.
No, but you're sending them off from Canada.
Aren't they? Didn't Shante say that they're some of their training camps in North Carolina? I thought he said that.
They're being sent off with love from Edmonton.
Nobody wrote in how Arsenal won the title. Maybe nobody else watches it. Did Arsenal win the EPL on the pitch or off the pitch? I'm not sure. I really don't know. I seriously want people to educate me. I'm not getting any takers. It's kind of disappointing. Well, what can you do? You can post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up if you are there as well. Don't delay. We want to get to at least 100 every show. We are over halfway there, but we need you to jump in there and click that thumbs up. Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. So, Elks were they going to travel on Friday?
Yes.
Travel on Friday. Game, what is it, in Langford?
Saturday at 3.
Saturday at 3.
Yep.
Our time or BC time?
Mountain time.
Mountain time. Okay.
Otherwise known as our time.
Yeah. I remember when I was working in Lloydminster, I said something was Alberta time, and Greg Buchanan, who we've had on the show, my boss at the time, he said, don't say Alberta time because the mountain time zone does extend a little bit into Saskatchewan. Like it went up to Maidstone, I think, which is a little bit of a drive into Saskatchewan.
If I'm not mistaken, the Alberta time zone, the Mountain Standard Time zone, extends into BC as well. Because when we go to...
that southeastern corner of BC is all mountain time.
When we go to Golden every year for our ski trip, the clocks don't change.
Right. Yeah. Well, where Dusty grew up in Cranbrook, that's the same as Alberta, right? So, yeah.
Think so.
Yeah. I know what we... Like, when you say Alberta time, we know what you mean, but You get like Lloydminster, which is right on the border there, right?
True. That's a tricky one.
Right. All right. So 780-218-9999 is how you can text us, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. And we are going to go to our Voices of the Game segment. As always, it is presented by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. We're more than just plywood. We offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. With a huge selection of hardwoods and knowledgeable staff, we're here for all your DIY needs. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know, and we appreciate this guy hopping on because he's probably, he's getting ready to work tonight from the Denver Post. Cory Massesac is on the line. Cory, it's Reid and Jay in Edmonton. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I got to say, this morning someone asked me what time zone Saskatchewan was in, and I froze. I had no idea. I was like, oh no, Jared Bednar is from there. I should probably know this, but I did not know. So.
Okay, well, fun fact for you, Saskatchewan does not change its clocks. So so
it's like Arizona.
For part of the year, Saskatchewan and Manitoba are the same, and then for part of the year, Saskatchewan and Alberta are the same. Another fun fact for you, Cory. This fall, Alberta will not fall back. So we'll be an hour ahead of Denver starting in November during most of the hockey season. Does that make sense?
I'm already dreading that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it'll mess around with the start times. Yes, it's Central Time, Mountain Time. Anyway, thanks for doing this. I know you got a busy time here covering the playoffs. What's going on with Cale Makar, and how will the Avs make up for his absence tonight?
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I was pretty surprised that he's not going to play. I mean, he had an injury near the end of the regular season, missed, I think it was 7 or 8 games, came back. I know he played one. I think he played one game against Calgary, maybe a game against Seattle, right there at the end of the season. Everything seemed, full systems go against LA. He was great. Game 1 against Minnesota, he got hit. It wasn't like a big hit. It was just kind of an awkward collision behind the net in Game 1, and then the thing that was bothering him in Game 5. I don't think that's exactly the same thing. Jared Bednar has mentioned a couple times that he's kind of alluded to that Cale might have multiple injuries that he's dealing with. So he said this morning that he's confident that he'll play at some point in the series. He hasn't been practicing, so it wasn't that big of a deal that he wasn't practicing, but it was, he showed up this morning and skated for a little bit and then couldn't go. So how are they going to replace? I mean, he's kind of unreplaceable, right? He's, one of the 2 best defensemen in the world. Everybody here thinks he's the best. They have played, like I said, they played a handful of games without him. They have one of the deeper defense cores in the league. Devon Taves is great, and Sam Malinsky has had a breakout season, and Josh Manson and Brent Burns have been really good together this year, and Brett Kulak has been a great addition since the trade deadline. It's just that everybody moves up a spot, and it doesn't look the same as it does with, a 2-time Norris winner at the top.
All right. You mentioned Brett Kulak, who was in Edmonton for a few seasons, traded along with Stuart Skinner to Pittsburgh earlier this year, and then obviously the Avalanche acquired him. Huge goal in the second round. Can you just tell us about how Kulak has been playing?
Yeah, whenever they traded for him, it was an interesting deal here because, Sam Girard was a pretty big part of this team for a long time, really, really well liked in the dressing room, and the fans loved him. And so they traded him and a second-round pick for Kulak, and it was like, well, that's, you could see what they're doing. They wanted to, with Makar and Malinsky and Girard in the lineup, they just felt they were too small, And so Kulak has been, it's funny, just one of the other day, I think somebody asked Devon Taves yesterday about Kulak, and he said, well, we knew he was a really good player. We watched him play in the finals for Edmonton all those years. But he's even better than they thought he was going to be. He's just been, whenever Cale Makar didn't play as much in Game 5 against Minnesota as he would normally because of the shoulder thing that he was dealing with, I think Brett Kulak either finished first or second in ice time behind Taves. So, he's really become, as you guys probably know, he's kind of like a set it and forget it guy, right? Like you put him out there and he just eats up minutes, and you maybe don't necessarily see all of the best things that he does over the course of the night, but the other team doesn't score when he's out there either. And that's sort of kind of been the what he's been able to bring to the Avalanche. He's really they have all the, flashy high end offensive guys that you could want. And so adding another guy I kind of view him as almost like Devontae's light, which isn't necessarily a slight. That's still a really, really good player. He's just, like a second pairing guy who eats up a lot of minutes.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think one of the things somebody said about Kulak in Edmonton was that he's a third pairing defenseman in the regular season and a second pairing defenseman in the postseason, which is actually pretty high praise. So you're getting to see that there for sure. Cory Massesac from the Denver Post joining us, getting you ready for Game 1 between the Avs and the Golden Knights. I got to ask you this because you're, I guess, removed from it in terms of not talking to people who might be emotional about it like we are in Edmonton. And that's this situation with Vegas and Bruce Cassidy and not being available to be interviewed in Vegas, saying like, "Oh, well, we can't possibly think about that while the playoffs are going on." I'm just curious if you have an opinion on this or your view of sort of how this continues to unfold here over the last week or so.
Yeah, it's certainly been one of the interesting topics of discussion amongst the media people here over the last couple of days. I mean, it's like on one hand, I get it. Like they don't want to. It seems pretty cut and dry to me. Like they don't want him to go coach Edmonton against them in the Western Conference Final next year or something along those lines, right? Like they just don't want. But at the same time, don't fire the guy. I think. Look, it's within their rights, and Vegas has sort of done this thing their entire existence. They've kind of been we're going to be the Cowboys and we're going to toe the line, sometimes go over it, as they did with the whole thing after nobody talked after Game 6 or whatever it was, and they lost the draft pick. But just for this Bruce Cassidy thing, I mean, it seems like the height of hypocrisy that they were more than willing to ask for permission and get John Tortorella from Philadelphia whenever he was still under contract with them, but now they won't let their guy do the same. It'll be interesting to see if that has any sort of long-term, if there's any tail to this for them, right? Like I don't know if they have trouble hiring a coach in the future because of something like this, or maybe the byproduct of this is just going to be teams are going to start, coaches and their agents are going to start trying to structure their contracts a little bit differently.
Cory Massesac joining us here from the Denver Post on the Reid Wilkins Show. I wanted to ask you about Gabe Landeskog. Obviously missed multiple seasons with just a brutal injury. How different is the playoff version of the Avalanche, of the Colorado Avalanche, with Gabe Landeskog in the lineup?
Yeah, this is my third year covering them, and the first year they didn't have him at all. Last year he showed up in the middle of that Dallas series, and it was absolutely remarkable that he was, literally by the second game he was up in the top 6 and on the first power play, and by the end of the series, Jared Bednar is saying, "Hey, he's one of the best players. He's been one of our best players in the series after all that time off." I think the biggest thing for them this past summer was that it just gave them, they had all this uncertainty over the last couple of years with whether or not they could use the money from Gabe's contract or whether Gabe was going to play, and so I think everything this season, even going back to the off season, there's just been way more certainty with him, with Valerie Nichushkin, obviously too, and Gabe Landeskog. I think he's probably going to win the Masterton Trophy. There's obviously that's an award every year that there's many great candidates for, but for him to come back this year, he didn't miss a single game because of his knee. He did have 2 crazy painful injuries. He had broken ribs, and he took a shot in an area where you don't want to take one, and had to have surgery after that. But he has been, with him in the lineup. Their record is crazy this year. He is not the same player that he was in 2020, 2021, that range when he was a 30 goal scorer and one of the best power forwards in the league. He's still, though, a very effective player, particularly at even strength. And I think the biggest thing that's been fascinating to watch this year is that Bednar has basically turned him into, he can play on any of the top 3 lines, and their top 3 lines are all great. But whenever one of those 3 lines is not, just clicking the way that the coach wants him to, Gabe goes on that line. And so it could be, he could go up with McKinnon and Netchus on the top line. He could go on the second line with Nelson and Nichushkin. He could still be on the third. Whichever line it is, it's almost like the lineup gets set, and then Bednar is like, well, which line needs a little bit of extra juice? And that's the one that he puts Landeskog on. So for a guy that missed that much time to be kind of the X factor in their group is, pretty remarkable, obviously.
Both of these teams score a lot, at least they have in the playoffs, but both of them rank amongst the best in the postseason in goals against per game. What breaks this series?
Yeah, I think that's I think a lot of people in this part of the world felt that Minnesota was going to be the big challenge, and that they see Vegas's record and they saw how they kind of labored through those first two series against, inferior teams to Minnesota, and see this as maybe there is a scenario where the Avs are just too good and they do actually, kind of walk through this series in a similar fashion as they did with Minnesota and LA. But I look at Vegas' team on paper and I'm just like, man, this is that team, the team that could be one of the best in the league, the team that could win the cup is in there. It's just a matter of whether or not they've been able to have they actually found it in the past few weeks with John Tortorella as their coach, or are they still the same inconsistent team that they were all year? I think that's a big thing. Yeah, I mean, the Avs have had success against Vegas in recent years. Obviously, they had the series that they lost 5 years ago. It's pretty famous in these parts. But I do think that the one thing is Vegas is really good at sort of protecting the house and sort of keeping you to the outside. And like the Avs will play games like that sometimes where they'll get 35, 38 shots. But then at the end of the night, you're like, well, they didn't really get any. It was just a lot of shooting from distance and hoping to beat the goalie. And so I that's like the biggest thing for me to watch like tonight and game two is just, are the Avs able to, if the Avs get inside this team and get to the spots that they really want to get to score goals, I think they're going to roll through this series relatively easy. But if they don't, if the Vegas defensive structure that is there sometimes for them, if it holds, then especially with we don't know what we're getting from Cale Makar, over the course of the series, then it could, Nathan McKinnon yesterday said he doesn't see any way that this isn't a long series. They have sort of been bracing for one. They haven't had one yet. So maybe this is the one that finally, sort of pushes them to their limits.
Well, the Avs looking very, very good. So I think Vegas is going to be in tough here. Corey, we appreciate your time. I know you got to cover the game tonight. But people in the chat yesterday were saying they'd love a Montreal-Colorado Stanley Cup final, and they'd want Colorado to wear the Nordiques jerseys, though I don't think that would be allowed. But
yeah. Well, also too, if it ends up being Colorado, Carolina, I'm sure everybody's going to be. They did play when they played Carolina both times this year in both buildings, they did the Nordiques and the Whalers jerseys.
Oh,
so I'm
right,
sure people will be calling for that too. But I would imagine the NHL will put the kibosh on that.
Yeah, I think you got to pick your playoff jersey ahead of time, and then you got to stick with it. Okay. Hey, thanks a lot for doing this, man. We love having you on the show. Thanks for your perspective, and enjoy covering the Western Conference Finals, sir.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Cory Massesac from the Denver Post. Good perspective there. So he kind of said Makar's been sort of hobbled for a while. Interesting you mentioned Kulak as a guy who can just step up. What did he call Kulak? Like he's a set it and forget it guy. That's kind of what he was in Edmonton. Like rarely did you look at Kulak and say, he didn't have a good night. He's pretty safe, responsible player.
Reid, let's not forget.
For the most part.
At the start of this season.
Yeah, I guess
he got off to a rougher start.
Maybe he didn't have a great start.
But that's really picking the nit.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, Brett Kulak.
But he was a good playoff performer in Edmonton, right? Like just solid and been huge there for the Avalanche. I don't know. Like I picked the Avalanche to sweep. I don't know how strongly I feel about that.
Well, do you feel stronger about that than Vegas sweeping the Avalanche?
Well, Vegas won't sweep the Avalanche.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Be strong.
Yeah, why not?
Embrace it.
Yeah, we're just making picks. It's fun.
Do you remember that? The set it and forget it? Do you remember what that was from?
Is that from an ad?
Yes.
Is it Betty Crocker?
No.
Is it a crock pot?
No.
Is it an egg timer?
No.
I don't remember.
It's the Ronco Showtime rotisserie oven.
Oh, my goodness.
This was this is before... Well, at least as far as I know, this was well before air fryers. Countertop cooking appliances.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so set it and forget it was the Showtime, the Ronco Showtime rotisserie oven. That was popularized by TV pitchman Ron Popeil.
When did this come out?
That's a good question.
Was this not an infomercial, but
I'm seeing as far back as 2009. But yes, it was a bit of an infomercial.
Okay.
this would come on late in the evening. Set it and forget
Set
it.
it
The
and
crowd
forget
would
it.
say, right?
You remember that better than I do.
That was her best time in my life.
That was the goal. The off-topic topic for William Huff. We got a few submissions for this. We want to get some more. Ways that you inspire yourself to exercise. What do you tell yourself in the morning, after work, after dinner, to say, I got to do this? Now, we could do this at any time of year, but it is that time of year. The weather's improving. Easier to do stuff outside. I think probably most people are more active in the spring, summer, and fall than in the winter, right? Maybe you have a little more time off work too, or maybe work is a little, well, maybe not, but I feel like maybe it's a little more time off, or you're going to the lake or a lake or whatever.
You know, this reminds me, if you need motivation, you could look no further than the 90, 91, 92 Olympic movie Cool Runnings.
Oh my goodness.
Where the Jamaican bobsled team takes on, a different personality. And this was the catchphrase, Reid. It says, I see pride. I see power. I see a badass mother who don't take no crap from nobody. Say it with me, Reid. I see pride.
I see pride.
I see power. I see a badass mother who don't take no crap from nobody.
No crap from nobody.
Remember that? That was the best.
I have a confession to make. I don't think I've ever seen Cool Runnings.
That was a scene.
I don't think I ever got around to watching it.
That was a scene when they were in the Ranchman's bar.
Yeah, so I've forgotten it.
And he needed some confidence.
Let's face it, Jay. I've forgotten more movies than you remember.
That's true. I have a memory for stuff like that. A fun fact. Okay. That scene was shot at Ranchman's in Calgary when they're doing the line dancing and they get in the bar, brawl with the Swiss. I think the Swiss bobsled team. Because that makes sense. And
the Swiss are not neutral when it comes to bobsled.
Sanka was one of the characters, one of the 4 bobsledders for Jamaica. That was his film name was Sanka.
Okay.
He is line dancing in Ranchman's, and you know who he's line dancing with? A lovely blonde lady. You know who that is? That's Karen Drake. Karen Drake is the rider of the Calgary Stampeder Quick Six.
Oh,
touchdown
no way.
horse. Yes.
And is that who April filled in for a year?
Yes.
Oh,
now her daughter, I believe it's Chelsea Drake. Now her daughter rides Quick Six.
So was April the only person not with the last name Drake to do it in the last 40 years?
I believe so. That would be a hell of a trivia question if you were in Calgary.
Was it a mat leave thing that April got to do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Karen was
pregnant with
their son Jack.
Oh, so okay.
And April was down there anyways because she was the Calgary Stampede princess. So she filled in that year riding Quick Six.
That's
Ran
amazing.
over a police officer.
Yeah, that
too.
was a great story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look at all this information.
It's all
coming.
connected. Everything is absolutely
It all comes
connected.
back to Cool Runnings.
And inspiration to exercise.
Inspiration.
Ways that you inspire yourself to exercise. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Tap 25 has the happy hour with $5.25 drinks, all beers, including bottle and draft, import and domestic, select premium well highballs, and select premium wine served at Tap 25, Center Bar, Onyx, and on the casino floor. This is available Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. rivercreeresort.com, 780-218-9999. All right. Oil understood for GCL Diesel. Are the orders, we'll look inside the organization at some prospects when we get back.
Game 3 between the Jays and Yankees. Toronto dropping the first 2 of their 4-game series. The start time has been delayed due to rain, scheduled start just after 5 o'clock. But once the game gets going, Trey Savage gets the nod for Toronto. New York countering with Cam Schlittler And right now, just one game underway. It's the White Sox down 5-2 against the Mariners. Top of the 8th, warming up. The Braves and Marlins are about to get underway. And Jose Barrios of the Jays has successfully underwent Tommy John surgery. Recovery for that is about 12 to 18 months to the NHL. Game 1 of the Western Conference Final goes down between the Avalanche and Golden Knights. Cale Makar, day-to-day for Colorado. An upper body injury has sidelined him. He sustained that one in Game 5 against the Wild. Puck drop goes at 6 o'clock in Buffalo. The Sabres, they've locked up head coach Lindy Ruff to a 2-year extension. And over to the NBA. It's the Thunder and Spurs meeting in Game 2 of the West Finals. OKC leading 1-0 in the series. Tip-off goes at 6:30. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff. Get your single game tickets today and be there for every hit, catch, and touchdown. Lock in your seats now at goelks.com/tickets. It's the Oilanders stood up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
TSN's Jamie McLennan. Everybody hits their expiration date, and the Oilers looked like an uninspired group and an undetailed group when it really mattered. The players have to own that, but so does the coaching staff. So I think the next hire is critical for Stan Bowman. It has to be somebody who is militant and detailed in their structure.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Oh my goodness, I got to tell you about the May wing flavor of the month at the Canadian Brewhouse. Roasted jalapeno poblano. Spicy, bold, bursting with roasted pepper flavor. Get them while they're hot for a limited time. The month is over half over. Is it what? It's 2/3 over? So if you haven't got these wings, go get them. They're good. I may have a bit of a date with these wings tomorrow night. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, it's going to be quite spicy. Canadian Brewhouse. They are the studio sponsor here for the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. All right, good to have Cory Massesac on the show from the Denver Post. teeing up game 1 tonight between the Avalanche and the Golden Knights. So Habs and Hurricanes start tomorrow. I saw Marty St. Louis didn't travel with the team. He's coming in a little bit later because of a personal matter. But they're getting ready to go tomorrow night. And NBA tonight is the second game, Western Final.
Yes, sir.
Blue Jays, they might not play. Coop? Oh, Coop's eating, sorry. But there's going to be rain delayed at the very least. So we'll see if that one gets played or not. Always a lot to follow. Always a lot of fun stuff. The Oilers do not have a head coach. Is that the breaking news?
Yes.
They still don't have a head coach.
You should start the show with that every day.
No coach.
Until it happens.
Until they do have a head coach. The Oil Understood is presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel! Understood. All right. So, where do you want to go today, buddy? Oh, this crazy hockey talk.
Well, I mean, let's chew on this comment that came in from a Teef.
Sure.
Okay. Reid, I want your mouth open, ready for a big old bite of what a Teef is serving.
All right.
And then I want you to consume that and chew on it.
All right. I didn't see what he wrote.
A Teef says, I have perspective. This is to do with the Oilers. If you're an owner of a business, your business profits for 2 years are high. Then the third year, your profits stink. As the owner, wouldn't you want to speak out on why your business is not doing good? As the owner, wouldn't you want to change the people at the top of your business who allowed your profits to sink? That comes in from a Teef.
So he's saying he wants Daryl Cates to be available?
Well, and possibly have changed the management that allowed this to happen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I think.
Well, okay.
I'm chewing on it.
Sure. Well, there's a lot of ways to look at that.
Do you think Daryl Cates owes anybody, any Edmonton Oilers fans, a public appearance or a public statement?
That's a good question. I never thought about it that way. I mean, I just accept that he doesn't speak publicly.
Right. And
a lot of owners don't, quite frankly.
That's right. But would that restore some faith in Oilers faithful?
No, I don't think so, because what would he say that is going to be satisfactory?
True. Fair point. But is it not sometimes saying something is better than saying nothing? Maybe throwing support and saying, yeah, we've got this group's back.
I mean, when has Cates been out publicly? When they've changed generally the GM or the president of hockey operations, right?
True. And I'm not saying he should. I'm just asking. Like Jay writes in, it says it's not how it works. He does not, and owe anything to anybody in terms of owners don't always do that.
Right.
Some owners are. I mean, Jerry Jones is in the media,
but most aren't
every day.
Most aren't very vocal,
and they want it to be that way.
Right.
They're
don't
behind
want
the scenes.
They've hired people to do that they think can do it. Basically,
have they?
Well, in general,
that's
how owners work.
Oh, okay, in general, that's how ownership works. Okay.
Right. I mean, generally, the owners are at least an arm's length, not just from the consumer, but from even their own employees. Right. I never heard from Wayne Huizinga when I was working at Blockbuster. He didn't call me up and say, "Hey, Reid, how's it going?"
But have you liked it?
I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have done.
I don't know. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, I mean, it's his... Yeah, I mean, Project Dumpling says Cates hired two of the worst GMs, Chiarelli and Bowman. But did he? He hired people to hire those people. Right?
We don't know. Do we know? Do we know that? Like, we don't know who's in the ear of Daryl Cates.
Well, I would think that they got to run things by him, like high level hirings.
I'm sure he has a team.
Sure.
Who's on that team?
Well, Paul Coffey, probably. Probably Jackson. To a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But if Daryl Cates came out with a statement to Oilers fans, would that appease anybody? Like, what's he going to say? Like, hey, we're trying to win. Sorry, we didn't win this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, maybe there's not much you can say.
I don't know. Like, usually I've found when Cates has spoken publicly, he does not say much. I got one opportunity to interview him shortly after Studio 99 opened and the arena was opening. Or no, when was it? I thought it was in Studio 99. And it was like about a 1-minute interview, and he like muttered like 3-word answers. I mean, he wasn't rude or anything, but I don't think he's comfortable doing that very much anyway. So I don't know. I mean, if I don't think we'll hear from him again until maybe they change the GM or the president of hockey operations, right? But no, I don't know. Are people clamoring to hear from him?
I'm not saying they are.
No, I'm asking. Like,
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, like what would he say that would? I mean, Oilers fans are upset that nothing happened with management. I think.
Yes, I think that's fair. That'd be an overall.
And to add to that, you're now entrusting this management group to go ahead and select the next head coach in one of the most critical times in the Oilers' history.
Right.
That's what's upsetting.
I've been thinking about this, and I've probably been thinking about it more in depth than I have been for the last couple of years because they've played a lot of hockey. I mean, at this time of year, the last 2 years, we've been in the West Final, you know, and then the offseason has gone by pretty quick, and sure, there have been changes. I mean, when I look back on the last few years now, I'm wondering, and I kind of say this because, like, I don't have any personal vendettas against people or, you know, anything like that. So sometimes I don't want to make it sound like, oh, I'm trying to blacklist this person or rally the fans against this person, because that's not what I'm trying to do. But I wonder if 6 or 7 years from now, if we're going to look back and say it was the Jackson hiring that really screwed things up. And again, I don't think this is because he's a bad person or a stupid person or anything like that, but just creating that position that didn't need to be created. You know, and bringing him in above Holland. Now, Holland probably was going into his last year anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they don't start the season well. So would have Holland stuck with Woodcroft? Would have Holland done something else? We don't know. But I think it was clearly Jackson that wanted Knobloch. Now, again, Knobloch's record as a whole is pretty good. Mm-hmm. But then now, as we were talking about this yesterday, now it's this situation where it's like, well, now you really got to make sure you get the right coach. And you kind of can't, in my mind, you can't go with somebody who's inexperienced at the NHL level. So you have to try to get Cassidy. That leaks out. What if it's not Cassidy? And you know what I mean?
Like, but do you think that if they get a new coach, let's say they get Bruce Cassidy, okay, and they run it back with a roster that's quite similar to what they had this year, are the Oilers team is coaching going to make that much of a difference to this roster?
I don't know. We're gonna find. I don't think so. I mean, if it does, then Cassidy's really going to look good, and Knobloch's really going to look bad, right?
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, management. If you look at the Oilers in their cap situation, and the amount of no move clauses that they have, there's really limited moves that they can make,
right?
Especially if they want to bring back two of I guess the shining stars for Stan Bowman in Connor Murphy and Jason Dickinson. Well, that's going to eat up it's a supposed $16 million that they have that they can throw around,
right?
Well, that's going to eat up a little bit of that.
Yeah. Project Dumpling says they only hired Jackson to appease McDavid. LOL. So I don't know if he's joking with the LOL or if he's LOLing at the franchise. But like, did McDavid need to be appeased? Did Jackson was...
Well, Reid, how much of this do you think is oversimplifying things in terms of McDavid? Oh, McDavid this. McDavid's... The window is closing. We don't know that. We don't know if McDavid is really 2 years and then that's it.
No, we don't know for sure.
We don't know that. If you think that, then you can also say that, what if McDavid has already said, no, I'm going to stick it out with the Oilers. I want to be an Edmonton Oiler and get this over the finish line. No, we don't know that. We're assuming that this is on
like we talked about a lot in the fall. We can't really know how he thinks. He's in a very unique position as a human being.
We talked about this
athlete.
exact thing when we were all waiting for the extension to happen.
Yeah. Froma, is it Froma? I hope I'm saying that right. Says the Frederick and Wallman contracts followed by the Jari trade should have been enough to show Bowman the door. Yeah, I mean, I don't argue with that. I mean, I'm not, as I said throughout the season, I would have pointed the finger more at Bowman than at Knobloch. I had my criticisms of Knobloch. And I think some of those maybe were shared by other people now that we've seen him dismissed. But yeah, I mean, do you remember when you were with me when someone said 8 years for Frederick, and I was like, that's clearly a mistake. That's clearly somebody made a typo. But okay, it's happened. Mech says a healthy roster probably good enough to win the Pacific bracket. I don't know about that, Mech's. If McDavid's healthy, do they beat Anaheim? I don't know. Maybe they take it to a seventh game, and then who knows?
I think it makes a pretty substantial difference, though.
Scott says the coaching has to make a difference. Otherwise, we are rebuilding or retooling, and I don't think that keeps the Oilers in the win-down window. Corbin says... Historically, a coaching change has impacted the roster to perform until they grow stale and reset with a new coach again. Tippett, Woodcroft, the onus is on the roster to perform. Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, well, Corbin, I'm assuming you mean coaching changes happen, right? I mean, again, the Knobloch actually coached longer than most coaches because I think somebody said it's 2 1/3 years, so Knobloch got basically 2 3/4. So he actually coached longer than most NHL coaches. I mean, Adam Foote in Vancouver gets a year, right? I mean, I've been talking about Laviolette as a possibility in Oilers. His last job with the Rangers was only 2 years. Berube got 2 years in Toronto, so Knobloch did outlast all those guys. So yeah, just there's a new voice coming in with new messaging, new solutions. Does that boost the Oilers for a couple of years till that grows old? Because Knobloch seemed pretty good after the first 2 years, right? And then all of a sudden this past year, it's like, well, where's the answers that he had?
Well, he had better rosters too, though. No question.
Yeah. Corbin adds, I mean, the onus is more on the roster to perform than for the coach to take the fall for the team's downfall. Well, yeah, I mean, this is the fascinating thing about the Oilers of the last 3 years. They're close. They were close to winning the Stanley. And whenever I say that, we always go, well, they were never beating Florida, Reid. Okay, settle down. They were in the Cup final. They had a chance. They were in Game 7. They had a chance, even if they were the underdog. And then this year, I mean, it never really got going. So how much of that is Knobloch's fault? How much of that is the roster not being good enough? And I always say this, people always bring up, well, Perry, Kane, Fogle. I don't have a problem with them moving on from those players, but you have to bring in suitable replacements or have a pipeline. And we're going to talk a little bit about Ike Howard, who has 3 goals at the Worlds, scored today, right? Had 2 goals earlier. Was it against Great Britain? To me, this means nothing. Samansky scores, performances at the Worlds mean pretty much nothing to me. Unless maybe it's a really young guy. If he was an 18-year-old or 19-year-old and he goes over there and shines, it's hey, that's a good sign.
Sure.
So what worries me is okay, let's look at the Oilers farm team. Seth Griffith, he's 32. Quinn Hudson got to play in the NHL, was okay. Marhala, I guess we'll see about. I think we saw a bit of him in the preseason. He had 60 points in the minors. Ike Howard, I thought he'd be better in the NHL. I don't know if it's going to be there. Yerventi was their 5th leading scorer. He's already left. Hamlin, probably a career minor leaguer who might fill in sometimes in the NHL. He's 26. Lepinen was interesting on defense, right? 26-year-old. Szymanski, I don't like. He was a positive in the NHL, but I like. Is he a good NHLer? Like, is he going to be a good third liner? I don't know. I really don't.
How old is Szymanski?
Szymanski is 23.
Yeah, so there's quite a bit of time here.
But does he come to the NHL and do what? Like, look at the third lines on some of the teams that are still going. Is he as good as any of those players? I don't know. Samuel Poulin, they traded for. Like, this is not a minor league team with guys bubbling over, ready to step in either.
And of that, I mean, Ike Howard, okay, is that the most high-profile prospect the Oilers have?
Who's that?
Ike Howard?
Well, he'd be one of them, I guess.
Right? And what's his role?
Well, hopefully a scoring winger. But you didn't see a ton of that from him this year.
But is that what the Oilers need more of? Is scoring offensive-minded players? Or do they need more?
They need more better all-around hockey players,
right?
Who will be able to score because of how they play.
Two-way players,
right? Who can play smart? Who can play rugged? I mean, yeah. What were we talking about at the beginning of this? Sort of meandered a little bit.
That's a great question.
Yeah. 780-218-9999 in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Check out Jason Milne's Play of the Day at playalberta.ca or go to the Play Alberta app and also visit playalberta.ca/EST. More feedback from you buying or selling for Damon Bunting coming up. Here's Scoop.
Game 1 of the Western Conference Final goes down between the Avalanche and Golden Knights. Cale Makar is day-to-day for Colorado with an upper body injury he sustained. Game 5 against the Wild, they hit the ice at 6 o'clock. And in Buffalo, the Sabres, they've locked up head coach Lindy Ruff to a 2-year extension. To baseball, Jose Barrios of the Jays has successfully undergone Tommy John surgery. Recovery for that surgery takes up to 12 to 18 months. The Jays-Yankees Game 3 matchup has been delayed. Originally, it was scheduled for first pitch just after 5, but once things get going, Trey Savage takes the mound for the 6. New York countering with Cam Schlittler. Right now in the majors, handful of games are live. Ended the 8th inning. It's a 5-4 advantage for the Mariners against the White Sox. And bottom first, the Guardians and Tigers are locked at zeros. This sports update is brought to you by Sailor Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at sailorreidsportmed.ca to book an appointment. Today after the break, it's buying or selling for Damon Bunting here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
EST Hangout.
It would be even better if the Jays went to the World Series last year and literally had the World Series trophy in their hand and then they blew it.
And
then they missed the playoffs.
That'd be amazing.
Then all the Jays fans they're like, oh, I signed a 2-year deal to be a Jays fan. They just don't repop their contract. And then they're just...
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey sports fans, I'm Alistair Johnston with Canada Soccer. The biggest sporting event in the world is coming to Canada this summer, and we hope that you're just as excited as we are. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I can't wait to share it with the whole country.
Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Canada Soccer.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket.
A deal. One donor. Letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant.
Learning.
Trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job. One choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one. The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey sports fans, I'm Alistair Johnston with Canada Soccer. The biggest sporting event in the world is coming to Canada this summer, and we hope that you're just as excited as we are. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I can't wait to share it with the whole country.
Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Canada Soccer.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. It's 4:50. In about half an hour, we're going to be joined by a longtime baseball coach in the Spruce Grove area, Kevin Inch, who coached Adam Macko about 10 years ago and is still in touch with Adam. Adam now with the Toronto Blue Jays. We're going to tell Adam's story because it's pretty amazing. From Europe to Spruce Grove to small town Alberta to the major leagues. That's going to be pretty cool. Our own Ben Thompson, his Ninjas have a ball hockey game tonight against Team Pending. Ninjas looking for their first win of the season.
Team Pending?
Team Pending is the name of the team. Team Pending.
Against Team Ninjas?
That's what I was told that they're going to be, against the Ninjas.
And what are the records here?
0-6 Ninjas, 4-2 Team Pending.
Oh, boy. They need a boost, the Ninjas do.
Ninjas going to go with Shelton between Leslie and Thompson.
Help!
Young with Gallo and Spofford.
Hip-hop!
Ostapchuk centering Gallo and Arnold. A different Gallo. On defense, Aston with Leslie.
Ole!
Lajoie with Sidonic. And Chebley in net for the Ninjas. Big game tonight, 7 o'clock.
Let's go, Benny and the Ninjas.
I think you're more excited than the Ninjas themselves, Jay.
Well, come on. Like I talked to Ben before he left. Lay it on the line. This team's better than 0-6, and you know it.
Well, we'll see if they can win tonight.
Wait, they're 0-6?
Yeah.
That's rocky start. You could always come back from it, though. You hyped them up, though.
Yeah, let's go, Ninjas.
You're a good coach.
Let's go. Don't forget, forget the past 6 games. Throw that out, okay? Tonight's a different night. Tonight, you change that Team Pending to Team Non-Pending. That makes any sense.
Team Pretending.
What? Pretending.
Yeah, that makes more sense, Scoop.
No, not non-pending. Stop it. Get your collective poop in a group and get a win. By golly.
A little ball hockey.
Little ball hockey. That's the EBHA? Bro?
Is that what it's called?
Sure. Brock?
Sure. Whatever you say. Buying or selling is presented by Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would like to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or the Instagram handle of Damon Bunting Real Estate. Okay, so we're talking about the Oilers getting a coach who has experience and success in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's the line? Okay, Mike Babcock, buying or selling?
Personally?
Yes.
Selling. I wouldn't want there to have to be a special cellular phone room or hey, fellas, leave your cell phones at the doors when you come in.
Right.
For old coach to go through. I mean, what do you think of Mike Babcock?
I would sell on that. I mean, he hasn't coached in the NHL in 6 years? Because he was with the Leafs, was with the Blue Jackets, but never coached a game. The phone thing happened there. Yeah, and didn't who was it, Drager or somebody say that he's considered himself retired?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about old hard-nosed Daryl Sutter?
Yeah, I would sell on that as well. Again, I don't know if he even wants to coach anymore. But yeah, I'm not sure about that either. I mean, he last coached the Flames, right? Until a couple of years ago.
Why are you? I get the sense, Reid, from you. Okay, let me ask you this: who are you buying more, Bruce Cassidy, or
which one are you thinking of? Laviolette?
Peter Laviolette.
Yeah, Laviolette.
You'd like Peter Laviolette better than Bruce Cassidy?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because I think that, well, you look at his track record. Yes, he doesn't stay anywhere very long, like most of these coaches, but he usually accomplishes something fairly significant in the first couple of years with his team. Okay? I think his teams can play with tempo and energy. I think he's probably, creative enough to still embrace having McDavid and Draisaitl on the team. But I think he would be, has a track record that would be respected by the players, who most of them would have played against his teams at some point and know how they play. So of the coaches available, I tend to lean towards Laviolette. Now, I think Cassidy would be also a good choice. I think, I don't know. Laviolette's just been around a while. His teams usually do well. He's been to the Cup final or won Cups with most of his stops. Now, I don't know how bad he wants to do it. I don't know how seriously the Oilers are looking at him, but he's kind of the name I would look at.
How long has it been since he last coached?
1 year.
Just 1 year, right?
Yeah. What does your gut tell you? Are they going to, it appears the Oilers want, we're kind of assuming that they want Cassidy.
Well, yeah. Now, how long are they going to wait? Because, and I mean, it wasn't it said today that the NHL came out and said, yeah, Vegas is well within their right to do, to withhold.
Doing. Right.
Bruce Cassidy speaking to other teams, given the contractual obligation. So does that, I mean, if Vegas gets bounced here by Colorado, or say even if this game goes 7, Reid, this game goes the distance.
Mm-hmm.
That's another, week and a half that the Oilers are now stalling and delaying their offseason plans?
Yeah, potentially.
Are they going to do that? And who's to say that Las Vegas opens that door when they're out of the playoffs anyhow?
Right. And who knows, maybe Cassidy says, you know what, I'm going to wait. I'm going to pull a DeBoer here. Laviolette, Islanders for 2 years, got him into the playoffs both years. Went to Carolina, missed the playoffs in year 1, won the Stanley Cup in year 2, then missed the playoffs 2 years in a row with okay records, fired a third of the way into his 5th year with Carolina. First year with Philly, they didn't have a very good team. Took over early in the season, went to the final, lost, couple of second-round losses, missed the playoffs, got fired 3 games into the 13-14 season, went to the Predators, first-round loss, second-round loss in the Stanley Cup final, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he couple other first and second round exits with the Predators, fired halfway through. He was in Nashville a while, actually. Goes to Washington, first round out, misses the playoffs, conference final loss with the Rangers, misses the playoffs with the Rangers. That's Laviolette's record. I mean, it's sure there's a lot of early playoff exits in there, but there's some stuff where he did pretty well, and maybe the team overachieved with him several times. I don't know, just something to consider. We better break. We do have a guest from the Edmonton Elks coming up as well.
Two guys and a goalie.
Hire it or fire it, Joaquin. The Oilers will have a head coach by the end of the week.
Fire it.
Why?
Due diligence.
I'm also firing it. I feel like the Vegas Golden Knights are just going to wait.
They're going to drag us.
They're like, we're not done yet. We're still playing.
Yeah.
Screw you, Edmonton. Screw you, LA.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said great job? Happy hour. Your boss said per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff, before the first snap, before the noise, before everyone else. This is Edmonton football. The only way to experience it is being there when it happens. Every hit, catch, and touchdown. Season seats, flex packs, groups, single games. There's a way in for everyone. Edmonton Elks. Our city, our year. Get your seats now at goelks.com/tickets.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Prism and Aldanova. May 29th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it. Some of us are walking, others are biking. Together, we are accelerating the pace of MS research breakthroughs. This May, join Sentinel Storage at an MS Walk in your community. Sentinel Storage, proud partner of MS Canada.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Game 1 of the Western Conference Final goes down between the Avalanche and Golden Knights. Cale Makar, day-to-day for Colorado with an upper body injury. They hit the ice at 6 o'clock to baseball. Jose Barrios of the Jays has undergone Tommy John surgery. That sets him out for up to 18 months. And the Jays and Yankees matchup for Game 3. Their contest has been delayed by weather. First pitch originally scheduled for just after 5 o'clock. Once they hit the field, Trey Savage gets a nod for the 6. New York countering with Cam Schlittler. And right now, in baseball, 3 games are live. Bottom second inning. It's a runless game between the Guardians and Tigers. And top of the second, the Nationals with a 3-0 lead on the Mets. To the hardwood, it's the Thunder and Spurs matching up for Game 2 of the West Finals. OKC leading 1-0 in the series. Tip-off for that one goes at 6:30. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Tell you what, if you haven't hit the like button on YouTube, please do so. 30 away from 100, which is our minimum goal for every single show. And if you're on YouTube and have not yet subscribed to Edmonton Sports Talk, please do so. We're approaching 15,000 subscribers. Portions of this hour presented by Commonwealth Stadium. Get your game face ready, Edmonton. The Elks are back at Commonwealth for another electrifying CFL season. Experience the action live at Canada's largest outdoor stadium. Football, entertainment, and game day energy like no other. Grab your tickets now at goelks.com and don't miss a moment. And from the Edmonton Elks on the Oil Country Towing Hotline, defensive back Cordell Jackson. Cordell, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Very well.
We're doing great, Cordell. Thanks for taking time. I know you're just in and out of meetings. You guys have a busy schedule down there for training camp, so we appreciate you taking some time for us here. Look, this is your second training camp with the same group of coaches. You've got J.C. Sherritt back as your defensive backs coach. Obviously, Mark Killam is your head coach again, and there's a lot of familiar faces in the secondary on the defense. How has that been for you, and how much better do you feel about this training camp as opposed to last year when there were a lot of fresh faces?
I love this training camp. We were able to start fast just because, like you said, we got a lot of familiar faces. Everybody has the expectation. Everybody has the standard. So with that being said, we're good to go. Everybody's rolling. So starting fast, and we look to start fast during the season as well.
From what I can see at training camp, from when I've been down there, you would appear to be one of the leaders, if not the leader of that defense, especially in the defensive secondary. Have you always been comfortable in a leadership role throughout your career as a football player?
I tend to always find myself in a leadership role, even if I don't want it sometimes. But it just comes with doing the right things and trying to just make plays. Just being consistent in everything you do. So anytime you do and you make plays, people just naturally gravitate towards you. And at that point, you have really no choice but to be a leader.
I've noticed as well, there have been some instances in camp. I saw one today. I believe it was a running back swing drill. There was some emotions on the sideline. Can you just talk us through it like an average fan things get heated in the moment, but how soon is that gone and out of your mind and you're back to being just good old teammates?
Anytime you play football, anytime you're spending a lot of time with people during camp, you don't get a chance to hit the other people. It's always some frustrations that flare, but usually when you have a good team, like we have a good team, that escalated not at all. It was just next play mentality. They got back up, they went again with each other. And it wasn't a scramble. It was just, good on good. So anytime you have alphas in the room, you're going to have a little competition. But at the end of the day, we all know we're family. So it doesn't escalate further than that.
Well, speaking of, live action and hitting somebody else, that's what you get to do this Saturday, 3:00 out in Victoria, out at Langford. How does that change your approach this week, knowing that you get to be rewarded at the end of the week with going up against somebody in a different opposing color scheme on their helmet?
No, that's the best feeling, man, because, you work all off season, you go through all this camp just to try to prove yourself, and now the lights are on, and now you really can just full tackle, full speed. You can show everything that you do have, versatility and all that. So we're very excited, man. Can't wait to put on the show for the fans.
Is it just me or the wide receivers, the group as a whole that you're going up against, much bigger than they were last year?
Yeah, definitely. We got some big body guys, big play guys as well, Ben, we got Mac, we got Zach. All those are 6'4" and above guys. We're 6'2" and 6'3" and above guys. So I love the challenge it's a defensive back core as well. So we love that competition.
Now, is that something where you bring in an Austin Mack, you bring in a Brandon O'Leary-Orange, a Joe Robustelli? These are established receivers in the CFL. Have you found that your secondary group has, high tides rise to the ships together kind of mentality?
Oh, yes, sir. I feel like it's been a back and forth battle. Neither one of us can back down. And anytime you have that, man, it's better for the team because the cream rises to the crop. You know what I'm saying? So as always, just continue to sharpen each other and look forward to seeing what happens in the game now.
Cordell Jackson, Elks defensive back, joining us on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. Elks going through training camp, getting ready for a preseason game against the BC Lions on Saturday. Cordell, you're going into your third year here. The team's trying to get back into the playoffs and become a Grey Cup contender. The story of the last few years, even before you were here, was that the team has started with 0 or no wins, right, in the first 6 or 7 games. Is that sort of in the back of your mind, or maybe the front of everybody's mind, that this has to be a good camp because you guys can't be in a spot to be in chase mode all season long?
It's definitely been an emphasis, and it's emphasis not because of what happened in the past, just because that when you win games early, that gives you better playoff picture and better playoff chances. So that's all we're really focused on is the right now. You know, we got all our guys back as far as the defensive back, with the exception of one guy. Then we got a good linebacker core, good D-line core. So as a defense and as a team, we're just focusing on right now, just starting fast, just starting hot, just because that's how you get into those playoffs. That's how you get into that number one seed where you can get a bye.
All right. Where'd you spend the offseason, Cordell?
I spent a little of it in Alabama and a little of it in Edmonton. So I got a little winter.
And how did you like it?
Very cold. I didn't mind it, though. I didn't mind it, but it is very cold. And I tend to stay indoors a little more, so I was all right.
All right. Do you shovel snow, or do you have an apartment where that's done for you, or what was the deal?
Yeah, I didn't have to shovel any snow, so, I didn't get the full house experience, but, I had to walk in it, so it wasn't that bad, though.
All right.
Just got to layer up.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
I wanted to ask one thing that I've noticed over being down there at training camp is the music is going constantly and it's loud. Like, everybody can hear it. Is that, do you guys leave that up to Coach Killam, or is there a leadership, is there a music leadership group within the Elks that makes the decisions? Because I heard everything from Drake to AC/DC. I mean, it's eclectic to say the least. So who chooses all that?
Oh, it's collective, man. Everybody just adds songs to the playlist and they just let them put them on shuffle and let them ride. So you'll get some country, you get some gospel, you get some rap music, you get some hard rock. It just also builds a mindset of don't matter what song's on, still got to get the work done.
And what songs do you contribute to the playlist?
All those. I love the country. I love the R&B. I love the gospel. I love the rap. It doesn't matter. I'm versatile, just like the music.
All right. Good to hear. As you're going through the preseason here for you personally, I mean, you've been playing football a long time. You've become established with the Elks. What kind of personal focus do you take on during training camp?
Focus on the details. Focus on anything that was missing last year from my personal self. Just bettering the game each and every play, and focus on the right now. And then when I'm not in the game, still look at it from a coach's perspective, and then trying to help the young guys to make the team. That's my biggest focus.
All right, your home preseason game is going to be at Clark, which is obviously much smaller than Commonwealth. Is this even smaller than stadiums you played high school football in? or how do you compare it?
I got the chance to play at college stadiums for my high school just because we didn't have a field personally. So all our games were really kind of packed, but I think it'll be good though. I still think the fans are going to show up. I think it'll be more compact, so it should be a little louder, and it's really just about just trying to get better and get prepared for the season. So we just want to make sure we don't lose focus on that as well.
All right, I know you probably have to go soon, but football players have a pretty intense schedule. Can you how early were you there this morning? How late are you going to stay tonight? Are we taking you away from having a snack or sitting down for 5 minutes? Tell us about your day if you can.
My day, I'm an early riser, especially during camp and during the season. I probably wake up about 5:30, get to the stadium about 5:50, because it's not that far away. And then I read the Bible in the morning. Then I go get in the cold tub, do some stretching. Then I go do a little primer workout type of deal in the weight room. And then I go to eat breakfast. I eat breakfast around probably 7:30, and then after that, get in the boots for about 10 minutes before practice, get some stretching done. Then we're out on the field at probably 9. Then after that, meetings, food, meetings, taking care of your body a little more, then meet some more, then some more food.
So how late will you be there tonight?
Probably get done usually around 8:30ish.
Okay. And then you got to go home and go to bed pretty much.
Yeah, I actually tried to do a little more stretching too, just get the body primed up, ready to go. But yeah, definitely try to get to bed as early as possible.
So
Probably
what do
about
you
9:30, 10.
What do you do on a day off?
During the season or right now?
Right now.
Right now, just go eat with the boys, hang out with the guys. It's a camp time, so I just like to spend time with the guys as much as possible, just because that's how you build camaraderie, build confidence throughout the year. So that's all I really do, spend time with the guys and eat.
Yeah. You're living and breathing it, eh? Like, that's what I admire.
Yeah, that's what camp is, man.
Yeah.
Camp is a grind, man, mentally and physically. But the coaches do a great job of taking care of our bodies, man. It's just up to us to build the camaraderie now.
Now, when you have meetings, is it always a coach leading the meeting, or sometimes is it like, hey, this is Cordell, you're going to lead everybody through this film or this part of the playbook? Like, does stuff like that happen?
During the season, we'll have like players only meetings that we'll do, but during camp, most of the time the coaches will run the meetings. But it's still a give and take. He tells us, all right, what you seen on this play, that type thing, but never really leading the meetings.
Okay. Yeah, I want to sit in on one of these meetings someday. I'm fascinated to see what they say and what comes up. All right. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll let you get back to the final 3 or 4 hours of your workday here before then you can stretch more and get some rest. But I'm sure we'll talk to you during the season. All the best with the Elks, Cordell. Glad you're back for another year. I
appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me anytime.
Cordell Jackson checking in, number 13. That was a pretty good number about 10 years ago. Worn by a pretty good player.
I believe that
other side of the ball.
Jersey's in my basement. I have a signed Mike Riley.
Yeah, he's a good player. Cordell Jackson's a really good player.
Really
As I said, most of the guys back on defense, just one new DB that they're working in, so hopefully that pays off. I'm just fascinated by what they do during training camp. Like, it's just nonstop.
It's a long day.
It's a job.
Yeah, and
like I know it's a job, but it seems more like a job.
Right.
Like, they're not done. I mean, hockey players are busy, but training camp, if you're on the session that's 10:30 to noon, you're probably done a little bit afternoon. Maybe you might have a meeting or something, but you're not there till 9 at night.
Well, and of course that will change come season, where a training camp is just crazy. Right. And I mean, if you think the players are there long, you think of what a guy like Mark Killam's putting in. We'll have to ask him that. Maybe his first appearance. Like, put us a day in the life of Mark Killam during the training camp.
Yeah, you got to be prepared.
I mean, I don't know that he sees his family at all.
Right. Good stuff there with Cordell Jackson from your Edmonton Elks portion of that hour presented by Commonwealth Stadium. We have another great story coming up. How does a young man go from Spruce Grove to the Toronto Blue Jays? We'll get that perspective when we get back.
The Western Conference Finals starts tonight. In the NHL, the Avalanche and Golden Knights going at it. Cale Makar is day-to-day for Colorado with an upper body injury. They hit the ice at 6 o'clock. In baseball, Jose Barrios of the Jays has undergone Tommy John surgery. That sets him out for up to 18 months. In the Jays-Yankees, Game 3 has been postponed or delayed due to weather, originally scheduled to start just after 5 o'clock. Once things get going, Trey Savage will get the nod for the 6. New York will counter with Cam Schlittler. And right now in the majors, handful of games live. Bottom third inning, a runless game between the Guardians and Tigers. End of the second, a 3-1 lead for the Braves against the Marlins, and it's a 3-1 lead there for the Nationals against the Mets. Bottom second inning. On the court, it's the Thunder. Spurs meeting Game 2 of the West Finals. OKC up 1-0 in the series. Tip-off goes at 6:30. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. From custom homes to small renovations, Edmonton's top builders and contractors rely on Paramount Flooring. Their in-house team handles everything from selections to completion, keeping projects on track and on time. Visit their showroom open 7 days a week or find them at ParamountFlooring.ca. The Reid Wilkins Show returns after a brief pause here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
One shopper finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor. Letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant.
Learning.
Trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job. One choice.
Goodwill is
The power of one. The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
The oil
It's
stream.
not a distraction to let a guy who's not active within your organization, like, hey, can we talk to him? Yeah, sure. It takes 4 seconds. Like, it doesn't affect Kelly McCrimmon's day. Like,
does not.
they're being difficult. They're trying to flex and strut and be like, look at us. You can't take our guy. Well, he's not your guy. You fired him. But it's in line with how that organization conducts themselves.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon.
Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's the weekend. The sun is out, and everyone, yes, even the kids, are bored. Bring them to the Canadian Brew House. Our patios have games to keep the whole family going, rooftop views, real turf to run around on, and misters for when the summer gets serious. Oh, and we've still got the game on. Always. All day. All weekend. All summer. The Canadian Brew House. Canada's best patios.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. He's Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. We are in the Canadian Brew House studio. Afternoons just got a serious upgrade at the Canadian Brew House. Happy hour running Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. Deals starting at $3.99. Make the smart move and head to the Canadian Brew House. If you've been watching the Toronto Blue Jays lately, then you've seen a great local story. Even though he plays for the Blue Jays, it is a local Edmonton story unfolding before your eyes. And to talk more about pitcher Adam Macko, we're going to go to the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. Longtime Edmonton area baseball coach Kevin Inch is joining us. Kevin, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
I
Exciting
hope you're
time
okay
for-
with that intro. Longtime Edmonton area baseball coach, because you've done a lot. I just tried to sum it up in a few words there.
No, that's fair. And I think I just had 2 young kids, so the wife said, no more 6 nights a week at the ball field. So I'm back at blast ball for you this year. So
Okay. Adam's an incredible story. I kind of want to give you the reins here. Like, can you tell us about when you first came across Adam and what his journey was just to be on one of your teams to begin with?
Yeah, no, fair enough. Looking back on it, I was working at one of the Baseball Alberta winter camps they put on in the winter, and I'm running the pitching station, and there's this this little lefty that's there, and he's pretty smooth, and he kind of has this very polished, put together look. He kind of looks like Justin Verlander in some of the the way he's throwing the ball. And so I'm just chatting with him, and he's English is obviously not his first language. Hey, where are you from? And he's like, I'm Slovakian, Irish, and I live in Stony Plain. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Funny story. I'm actually the head coach of the the Spruce Grove Stony Plain 15U AAA team. Where's your dad? We got to chat. And so that was the first chance I got a chance to meet his father Vlad, and you could tell just talking to the kid. The kid loved baseball. We were chatting with him. Said, where'd you kind of learn some of these things? He said, I was watching YouTube videos on Justin Verlander, and I just wanted to be like him and tried to follow him. And said, wow, what other 13-year-old is trying to do that? And I guess he came out to our tryouts, and I'm not going to say that he was the first pick on the team, but he made the team as a first year, and off he went.
So he, and like this might sound a little bit ignorant here, but I don't think of Slovakia and think of baseball, though obviously they'd have baseball players, but he kind of taught himself on YouTube just by being looking up to Verlander.
Honestly, I think his first like real introduction to organized baseball was actually in Ireland, which again, another country I don't think we're talking about as being the hotbed of baseball prospects, right? And so like the Justin Verlander videos, and he was a big Tigers fan because of that. So I thought it was pretty cool that he gets activated and called up, and his first. I unfortunately didn't get in the game, but he's sitting there in Comerica Park. Like, what a cool full story moment. Okay, so Slovakia, but a stop in Ireland. Why? What was going on with the family there? Yeah, I think the ultimate goal was to come to Canada, and Ireland was a stop they had to do along the way. I think, helping to learn English and some of the visa requirements. And so you can imagine poor 13-year-old, Slovakian with a little bit of like an Irish accent in there, how communicating was for the first couple years for him, but he's figured it out. Okay. And then do you know how they wound up in Stony Plain? Why that was picked? To be honest, I don't know. I think, work and, I remember asking Vlad about that, like where, what were you thinking? Like what was your first reaction when you were, coming into Canada and Stony Plain? I think, they like the small town. I think, they still live there. They, right. They enjoy it, but yeah, we're fortunate to have him here. So when did so you had him when he was about 13, 14, 15. When did he really start to excel? Like, did you start to see something even then? Like, I wonder. Yeah, his first year, he was a little guy, and we had some, we won the provincial championship that year. He was not, one of our top arms. We had some really strong arms, but we were at this tournament in Richmond, BC. It was a big tournament, and unfortunately, a lot of our big guns were either had pitched, were hurt. Our top guy had pneumonia for the weekend, and somehow we ended in the final in this tournament. And the guy I've got left is Adam Macko, little 13-year-old, smallest guy on the team. And I remember, the first inning, I don't know whether he walked the bases loaded, but he was just, things were not going well. And we went out to the mound and said, hey, just over the plate, you are our only option here, find a way. And we won it. We actually won that tournament. And so there was glimpses there. And so when he walked into Yankee Stadium the other night there, I thought about him walking out to the mound in Richmond, BC, and how, what a journey it's been over the past number of years. So Kevin Inch joining us, talking about Adam Macko, who's now pitching for the Toronto Blue Jays. So then did Adam go to Southern Alberta to continue his career as a team? Yeah. So I'd say that first year he got a real taste. We went to the Nationals. He got to pitch kind of a big game at the end of the national championship there, and he worked so hard. He was so dedicated to everything, and obviously he started to grow a little bit, and so his second year bantam, he was a Team Alberta guy and caught the eye of the Vauxhall Academy of Baseball in Southern Alberta, which I think has been a kind of a hotbed for with Okotoks and I think AHP here in the city, of producing some pretty elite baseball players. And he was lucky enough to go down there as a grade 10 kid, and I think he thrived in that environment where it's it's baseball. There's no distractions. It's just, how can I get better every single day? And he grew, and all of a sudden that little 65, 70 mile an hour fastball started to turn into a 92 mile an hour fastball, and away we go. All right. So now you've stayed in touch with him, and you were telling me a bit this morning. You were helping him out at the draft or representing him. What happened? Yeah, we stayed in touch. Again, like real good kid, real good family. I helped him out through the draft process, and I was pretty excited to get the text at 3:44 in the morning the other night that he's getting called to the big leagues. How often in life do you get to see people tangibly realize their dreams, right? People have accomplishments at work and family. You don't get to see it, but to watch that play out on on national television, and to know some of the things that he's been through and his family and the sacrifices his family's made to get him there. It was a real special moment, and to be part of it.
So he was drafted by the Mariners in 2019.
Correct. Yeah.
And baseball, it takes a while. Like usually, so he's had to keep grinding, eh?
Oh yeah, it's and I tell you, I don't think the minor leagues are a glamorous life. You're on the backfields. I bet he had more fans at his last game in Spruce Grove playing for the Parkland Twins than he did for his first couple seasons of minor league baseball, right? And I just keep persevering, and like injuries, like it's a war of attrition trying to get to the big leagues. You got to be talented, you got to be lucky, you got to be healthy, and you got to be in the right situation where you have an opportunity. And those things all seem to have hit at the right moment for him. Okay,
so I'm not gonna I actually didn't see his debut, but I saw him pitch yesterday. But I'm not gonna pretend like I can tell about his style. Yeah. What's his stuff and his arsenal and all that?
Yeah, I think he locates the ball really well. He's got 3 pitches that he can throw for strikes. They're using him as a reliever now, and his first strikeout last night was just 2 fastballs right by Jazz Chisholm there, and then like kind of a nasty curveball down the zone. He's always had the good stuff. He thinks the game well. He soaks it in. If someone's telling him a strategy to get a hitter out, he's going to be all in on doing that and trying to execute it and learning and adjusting. And I think that's going to be a big thing for him going forward here as the league adjusts to him. I think he's got the capability, not only the stuff, but the makeup to adjust back.
Okay, and now are you going to hopefully see him live here? What's going on?
I am. I just about half an hour executed on the flight. So yeah, we're heading out to Toronto tomorrow night, and I texted him. I said, don't try not to get sent down before the weekend here. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the nature of his job still, right? He said that he could go up and down. But I hope you get to see him pitch live. That's incredible.
Kevin, are you still involved in baseball in the area, in the Edmonton area?
No, not as much. I mean, it's such a big part of my life, growing up from playing to going into coaching right when I was done playing. And as I mentioned, I got a family and a job, and I'm enjoying being part of my little guy just started his 5U blast ball this year. I try to stay in touch. A lot of really good people in the province, taking care of baseball. It's a good community. It's a special community. It's a growing community. And so I try to be involved wherever I can, but unfortunately it hasn't been as much as it used to be.
Do you think that the recent success of the Toronto Blue Jays, do you think that has spilled over or will spill over more into more enrollment and more engagement with baseball, youth baseball in Alberta and other areas across Canada?
100%. I think I saw registration numbers are up this year, with the World Series run last year. I think, and we saw it in basketball, the Vince Carter era, we're seeing the output of that, like the 2015, 2016 Blue Jays, that's starting to come through. And then even at the local level too, we've had, Eric Sabrowski, a local kid, he might be one of the best relievers in baseball right now. He's from Edmonton. He spends his off season in Edmonton. He played for the Prospects. Tangible guy. There's another local kid from Edmonton, Easton Coutura, on the national team. Is going to the University of Miami next year. Might get a draft pick. So I think you see the Blue Jay success. I think you see, the Riverhawks are awesome in the city. It's a fun. Kids want to go out and go attend those games, and then you see some local prospects like Adam, like Eric, actually realizing their dreams here, and I think that's a lot of motivation for kids.
Yeah, well, we've had Eric on the show, and massive human being.
Yeah,
sure
very different than Adam in that sense.
Yeah, but yeah, doing very well with the Guardians. And we spoke briefly this morning, and we're pretty sure that I interviewed your brother.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Steven.
Funny. Yeah, he was a draft pick of the Phillies back in 2009. Again, he went to the Vauxhall Academy. We're chatting last night about the full circle moment of these things, and remembering reflecting on his time playing professional baseball and the grind and the stress and the it's almost like a drug. Pitching in front of people like that. Like, how do you ever replicate that in life? And making sure that you enjoy the moment while it lasts, because no matter how your career goes, it's eventually going to end one day, and kind of taking the most of all those moments. But it was that was an exciting time in 2009. I loved going down to Florida and New York and watching these minor league baseball games, and now excited to go watch another one on a big league field this time.
Well, is Steven back in the Edmonton area, or did life take him elsewhere?
He's a teacher in Edmonton. He's actually, funny enough, he's my next door neighbor as well. So he's back in Edmonton teaching. He helped coach with me for a number of years out in Spruce Grove there, and again, he's got a young kid, so kind of stepped away from it. But I'm sure one day we'll jump back in.
Yeah. Well, I got his page up. Yeah, he was grinding in a lot of leagues, wasn't he? Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
For Steven, I just if you have any sense, but like if he was just to go through a proper warm up, okay, and given that he probably hasn't played baseball in a long time, probably hasn't pitched in a long time, but give him a proper warm up, like give him a good 45-minute warm up. Like, is he 100%? Like, is he still able to throw some heat?
I think he'd like to think he is, but probably not. I know they've been trying to get him out of the alumni game in Spruce Grove to throw a couple pitches. I think his biggest fear is if he goes through the warm-up process and throws it once, he'll never get to do it again, never be able to do it again. So,
well, this is awesome. I mean, you and Steven and your family are a great baseball story, because and you've helped Adam along the way, and who knows who else is going to come out of this area, right? So this is really cool. So thanks for coming on. Thanks for telling Adam. That's an amazing story. Like Slovakia, Ireland, Stony Plain, Spruce Grove, Vauxhall.
First,
it's incredible.
First Slovakian-born player in the MLB, if I'm reading that right.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Correct.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, not a hotbed.
Well, I hope you get to see him pitch, and obviously I'm sure you'll have a chance to catch up with him here, because it's the Pirates that's in Toronto, right?
The Pirates in town,
this weekend, because Yankees, hopefully they don't get rain, and then they have, what day is it? They have one more in New York tomorrow, right?
I think so. Yeah. The Friday, Saturday, Sunday in
then they're
Toronto.
back against the Pirates. Okay. Yeah. Well, Kevin, keep in touch. This was incredible, and thanks for telling Adam's story. That's remarkable stuff. Really appreciate your time, and all the best.
Yeah. Hey, thanks very much for having me on, guys.
Kevin Inch joining us on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. So one of the coaches along the way, and he was a big part of Adam's life. So Adam Macko, now you see him pitch for the Blue Jays, you know a lot more about him and his journey, and how playing in Spruce Grove helped him along the way. And Kevin Inch, one of those coaches who helped him. That it's just remarkable stuff. Like, I don't know what the odds are of being drafted and then even pitching one inning in the majors.
Right.
They're probably... It's a long shot,
and
who knows
the way he got to Canada, to Stony Plain, to how he got there is incredible.
Yeah, and learning how to pitch off YouTube, watching Verlander.
So we were looking at that. Right. I mean, that is the digital age that we live in, right?
Yeah.
You can find tutorials online anywhere around the world. But now we were talking about this, that Vauxhall.
It's an academy,
right? It's an academy.
Right.
And so that's kind of straight south of Brooks. Vauxhall.
Yeah, where isn't it by, it's south of Lethbridge, isn't it? Or was it a little north of Lethbridge? We were looking at the map earlier. It is not a big town.
No. And I mean, they churn out some ball players out of there.
The Wikipedia says the population is 1,286.
So it's right in between, like Brooks and Tabor is this little academy of baseball. I mean, half the town is made up of the ball diamond, Reid.
If you zoom in on it, there's 7 avenues and 11 streets.
That's incredible.
And it's got a baseball academy. And so, I'm just zooming out here. So where is it? Where's Lethbridge? Why is it not showing up? So it's northeast of Lethbridge. Yeah. And that's where Steven Inch, Kevin's brother, went as well. And got drafted out of there.
The Jets. The Vauxhall Academy Jets.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So, now the Blue Jays, has it been rained out, Coop? Do we know yet? Are they going to play?
They haven't given an update on a expected start time, but it's just in weather delay currently.
Okay. So we'll see if the Blue Jays get that in tonight. People talking about the Riverhawks in the chat as well. Don't they start next weekend? So we'll have to have Steve Hogle or somebody from the Riverhawks on. That's always a good time to go watch them down in the River Valley. 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. That's the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Check out the River Cree mobile app, free to download, get exclusive offers and promotions, get show tickets, make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants, safe, secure, and easy to use. rivercreeresort.com. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. Did we get any limericks today?
Yeah, we got another one here from Les Sweet.
Fire away.
This came in earlier in the show. I sneezed myself a back injury. Muscle spasms causing misery. Achoo! Thanks, new shampoo, for less bitter coffee and chicory.
Okay, Library Pat says, hey, Reid, just to clarify my question from earlier, the Premier League was clinched off the pitch yesterday by virtue of Man City only scraping a draw, so Arsenal cannot be caught on the final day of the season on Sunday. Library Pat goes on to say, which I'm not pleased about. Arsenal equals the worst. They are like Calgary to me because my team is Tottenham. Now, isn't it Arsenal? Have they not won since 04 or 05 or something like that? I thought it was a while since, but they're usually a pretty good team, I think, from what I don't pretend to be a footy expert by any means, but I think it's been a while since they've won the premiership. But it happened off the pitch, which I guess they remember. Now, if I'm assuming most people know this, but maybe not everybody. They do not have playoffs in the English Premier League, and I believe most of the European soccer leagues. You play a double round robin, first place team's the champion. So that's why sometimes the team could be the champion with even 3 or 4 games left in the season, right, Coop? I think with this Pat's saying it's now with 1 game left. But you can win the title when you're not playing.
That's correct.
Yeah. Do you have Arsenal's last title there?
I'm trying to
03-04.
It was 03-04. Thank you.
In the Premier League, yes.
All right. So I'm glad we clarified that because I thought...
Do you know when they were founded?
1871.
Whoa, Reid. Very good. 1886.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they've been around a while.
It's a long time ago. I
we
can't
were not
recall.
born.
No, I can't recall.
No. We were not born. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Is it still time to jump in on your play of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, give it one more time.
Yeah, for sure. Jay's play of the day over at playalberta.ca. Click on sports. Click on ESC specials. You will see it there. San Antonio Spurs +7. You have until 6:30. That's when the game starts to get in on that play. That's exciting for me because I can watch the second half.
You have football practice first?
Football! Yeah, let's go.
You're coaching 2 teams this year.
Yeah.
You coached 1 last year.
Coached 1 last year.
How many kids are still on that team? Did everybody come back? No free agents moved on?
Those of age that could, because we're in a higher age bracket, so it's 12, 13-year-olds now. So any of them that could did.
And how do they get placed on your team to begin with? Is it where they live or?
Yeah, so the Sherwood Park Youth Flag Football League does it pretty neat. Like they bunch players by where they go to school.
Oh, okay.
So you're not having a bunch of kids that don't know each other. You know each other, at least somewhat know each other. And then that way, the kids that go to Ardrossan, well, we practice in Ardrossan. We're not having to drive into Sherwood Park.
All right. 780-218-9999 River Cree Resort Casino inbox. If you have not given us the thumbs up on YouTube, please do so. We need about 15 thumbs to get to 100.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, one more update here. Here's the Coop.
Scott Wedgwood starts for the Avalanche. Carter Hart in between the pipes for the Golden Knights. Game 1 Western Conference final. No Cale Makar. For Colorado, he's day-to-day with an upper body injury. Puck drop goes at 6 o'clock. In baseball, Jose Barrios of the Jays has undergone Tommy John surgery. That sets him out for up to 18 months. And the Jays, Yankees, Game 3, 4 total games in their series has been delayed due to weather. Original start time for 5:05 with no expected start time provided. Right now, in the majors, 5 games underway. Top of the 5th, the Guardians, Tigers still runless. It's the Braves up 3-1 on the Marlins. Bottom 4th inning in a 4-2 advantage in favor of the Nationals against the Mets midway through the 4th. On the court, the Thunder and Spurs meet Game 2 of the West Finals. OKC leading 1-0 in the series. Tip-off goes at 6:30. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show after the break here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Brian Wallace, he's the host on the Vegas Golden Knights Insider Show. You know, they're playing the long game here. What do you make of this situation with Bruce Cassidy?
The Golden Knights are 4 wins away from the Stanley Cup final. They're 8 wins away from winning another Stanley Cup. I believe wholeheartedly that the main focus for this team right now is on game number 1 today, right? And you can begrudge
EST
them.
Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Prism and Aldanova. May 29th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Nolan in the Nasty Chat says, I went to the Throwback Trappers night a couple years ago and didn't buy a Trappers jersey. I regret it all the time. Now never mind, I can still get them online. And Tommy is a model on the website. Yeah, is that Tom Gazzola?
Tom?
Yeah. Is that through the Riverhawks? Or is that through one of the other sites?
City of Champions, is it not?
Is that what it is?
Let me double check.
People are complimenting your jersey today. What's going on there?
Yeah, well, it was Goodwill Wednesday on EST Afternoons.
Yeah.
And it is, well, all day, not just on EST afternoons. It's just Goodwill Wednesday in general. I have an amazing 98th Grey Cup hockey jersey. So it has Commonwealth Stadium with the Grey Cup there, all green and gold, a little bit of black accenting on the shoulders as well. Some great patches on the side too. It's a very comfortable jersey, but pick that up on the Goodwill closest to us here, right off Stony Plain Road.
Nice. Yeah, City of Champs website. That's where Nolan is looking. Nolan from St. Albert. I believe he lives at the junction of Gold Dust Lane and Prince Charming Boulevard. I believe that's where Nolan lives.
You really like to glamorize St. Albert.
Well, that's their neighborhoods. I like to give St. Albert a hard time. It's a beautiful community, obviously.
Well, their neighborhoods would be Ainsdale, Sturgeon, Lacombe Park, Grandin.
Why are you ruining it for
Deer Ridge, Northridge, Oakmont, and Erin Ridge. Oh, don't forget Bristol Oaks.
Still very fancy in my books. Do they have a caviar crescent?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I want to live in a world where they do, Coop.
Coop.
Somewhere they do.
Coop, I approve of that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Portions of this hour presented by Lamley's, built for the job, made with quality craftsmanship and designed for job protection with cowboy-worthy durability. Lamley's workwear combines safety with all-day comfort, featuring brands like Ariat Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed to withstand tough conditions and deliver performance across every job site. Visit lamleys.com/work to see how Lamleys can make your workday better.
LAMMLES.
All right. Well, I made Nolan laugh a little bit, so that's good. I don't know, it just seems like that'd be something St. Albert would do. Fairy Tale Village. Let's get to your words of the day for Edmonton Public Library. Your free EPL library card can do more than you might expect, from books, movies, and video games to digital resources, creative spaces, and learning opportunities. There's something for everyone across Edmonton. Sign up online at epl.ca/signup or visit any of EPL's 21 locations to get started today.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
All right. I'm trying to bounce back. 0 for 4 yesterday.
Okay, these are words of the day, a Bootski edition. Can you believe it's already been 25 editions?
Yes, I can.
It's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe, but I can believe it.
First word of the day, eviscerate. Eviscerate.
Are you kidding me?
Eviscerate. E-V-I-S-C-E-R-A-T-E. E-V-I-S-C-E-R-A-T-E.
This is a verb.
And eviscerate, I believe, means to just savagely tear apart.
Sure. So there's the literal definition, which is to disembowel or remove the internal organs from a person or animal, or to criticize someone or something harshly in an attempt to leave it weakened and or powerless.
Yes.
So I think you did.
I think I knew what it
meant.
Well, yes.
his sentence, he provides sentences too. Does a Bootski. The hunter began to eviscerate the deer as soon as he got home.
Right.
There you go. So
but you could also say, Dustin Nielsen eviscerated the Saskatchewan Huskies power play with his scathing criticism.
Dustin Nielsen eviscerated the chicken tenders.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
They'd already been disemboweled. I was using it in more like the
literal
the
sense.
Insulting sense, yeah. Or the critical sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he
But
wouldn't
you could say that he eviscerated the plate of nachos.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Second word of the day, this is a noun. Bippy.
What?
Bippy.
Okay. B-I-P-P-Y.
Bippy.
Bippy. So I got it right. I spelled it right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 3 for 3. I just got to get another point here. This is a noun. So it's a thing. So what is a bippy? What is a bippy?
I'll tell you
I'm gonna
this.
say this is a hopelessly optimistic person.
Would you like it in a sentence?
Yes, please.
You bet your bippy was a phrase that was
you
popularized.
You bet your ass. You bet your rear end.
A 1960s slang term used as a polite or silly euphemism for a person's rear end.
I should have known that. Once you said you bet your bippy, I knew exactly what you meant. Well, 3.5 out of 4.
Talk about a bounce back.
That's
3.5.
That's a good bounce back.
That is excellent.
I put my bippy on the line and I came through.
You know what, Reid?
I eviscerated those words.
You eviscerated those words, and you know what? I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd say that enough.
Well, I don't think it needs to be said.
I think it should be.
Very much. Well, I'm proud of you too, Jay.
Thanks, Reid.
Yeah, you've come a long way.
Thank you. Can I share something quickly that you said yesterday?
Yes.
Oftentimes we talk during the breaks, and this one was funny because you're like, I really think like our just ability to communicate. Well, your ability to communicate has gotten better. Which is so true.
Well, I'm
but just
trying
the
to
way you
improve
said
too,
it,
but you were a new talk show host less than 2 years ago.
It was just so complimentary the way you said that. I really appreciated it. And then you tried to throw yourself into it as if you had to, make these big changes and improvements.
Well, you totally changed your careers. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Just talking about the
I just
same
appreciated
things day after day. You're doing a better job.
I appreciated that you tried to lump yourself in with it as a teammate.
Hey, did your daughter send a joke today?
No, but she told me one yesterday.
Okay, what was it?
So this is my youngest one. The joke we got yesterday about wasabi was from my middle daughter. My youngest on the way home from football practice says this to me. She says, Dad, if you're in a restaurant and you're waiting for the waiter, aren't you the waiter?
That is.
I said, where did that come from?
That is pretty good.
That's genius. Yes, you in fact are the waiter.
All right, we got to go. On behalf of Zach Kubish and Jay Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Have a great night.